The Monday night meltdown has begun. The pimps, the players, the hustlers, the people that bust them, and everybody else in between, from Costa Rica to California, Montreal to Minnesota, late night anger management class. Let's rage. A lot of stuff to get to on the program tonight over the next couple of hours or so. We're at the half right now. Monday night football at 17-7. A lot of drop passes. 57-yard field goal was made. Long field goal cashes. We've got a lot of close finishes right now in the National Basketball Association. Atlanta Hawks up 108-104 as we speak. Looks like the Chicago Bulls 5-game win streak is going to come to an end, and that blows because I'm on the Chicago Bulls right now. But I did play in a high roller DraftKings, $33 entry. I'm hoping to cash some money. Listen, with this DFS stuff, if you play in the $1 and the $2 tournaments, you're not going to win jack shit. It takes money to make money. So we dropped $33 in with a DraftKings NBA lineup. You need to be perfect. So we'll take a look and see how we're doing a little bit later on. 94-92 for the Nuggets. Right now, 97-95 for the T-Wolves. Close night in the association. 108-96 Rockets looking for their 14th straight win. So we got the Lakers and the Warriors on the board. What time is that Valpo Santa Clara basketball game? I think it's the last game on the board here tonight. And no, this game's actually about to tip off right now. I like the over in this Valpo Santa Clara game. I gave it earlier on the TV show. We're going over the number. It opened up at 133, went up to 136. We just clicked at 134 and a half. All right, so let's get right down to business right now and bring in a man that we call the professor, and a man that you read on a daily basis on the front page of sportsbookreview.com, and support SBR and all the great free content that you get by giving us a thumbs up. Don't do it for me. Do it for them. And do it for yourselves. You're getting this stuff for free. Thanks, Mean Joe Green. It's funny. I never drank water before, and I'm 47 years old. Now I'm addicted. Let's bring in Dave Morency, straight from the strip in Las Vegas, Nevada, as John Gruden gives a speech at the half. Dave, always a pleasure, sir. How you doing?
Yeah, Gruden's speech will give us a little bit more wiggle room for this halftime tonight. For folks just joining us, second half, Atlanta won minus $1.15. Some joints minus 1.5. Big push to the over. Saw a lot of shops open 24.5. Pinnacle already 25.5. They've moved a full point off of where they opened. A lot of over money showing. Basically, they're calling the game to fall on 49. I would have had a second half over at 24. There wasn't going to be any shot, though, to find that number.
Yeah, it's interesting, Dave, because earlier today it was sitting at 48.5, went up to 49.5. So as you stated, they're counting on this. So how do you see this second half playing out? Tampa Bay's playing like Tampa Bay. They'll make a couple of nice plays, but ultimately you sort of get the feeling that they'll make a mistake at some point on the drive. That Barber fumble is a classic example. You look late in the 2-minute drill at the end of the half, Jameis Winston did fumble the football, but they got it back. They're a very sloppy football team. I don't think they're a very well-coached football team. So they're a very sloppy team, Dave. Falcons up by 10 right now. Big games coming up on deck. They just need to win. How do you think this plays out right now? Does Tampa just start airing it out? How do you think this plays out in the second half?
A little tough for Tampa to air it out there because O.J. Howard looks like he won't return. So that takes a weapon out of play for them. Difficulty for Tampa Bay. We wrote about it in the Monday edition of Point Blank. They don't have a pass rush. So they're now up to 6 quarters against Atlanta this year without a sack. Atlanta on pace for another 500-yard game. They got 245 at halftime. First game against Atlanta, 8.1 yards per play. First half tonight, 7.4. Matt Ryan is a very, very clean pocket. So even if the Tampa offense generates some momentum and gets something on the board, I don't know where the stops are going to come from by the Bucs in the second half. It would be Atlanta or pass, but I could only get to Atlanta at a pick'em. I don't want to have to lay anything.
Yeah, and it's funny you bring that up, Dave, because I look right now and I see Atlanta minus 140 on the money line here in the second half. So if they win by 10, if they tie the second half, we get a push, guys. Do you like that play?
140 is still a little bit too rich. Probably could have gone 120, maybe 125, but 140 just too rich. I don't see, in fact, I'm looking around. I don't see anything lower than 136 out there on the board. No, that's just a little bit too rich for my pockets.
Yeah. So they're up by 10 right now. I'm on an Atlanta Falcon teaser to the over, and I'm also on the over in a football game. I've got plays in a couple of different books. I've got multiple plays going on here, and I got some props in play. And we played, I've got a Falcon teaser, pick them to over 42.5 right now. I've got a bunch of plays going on here. I've got an over 48 that I played earlier in the day. I've got an Atlanta Falcon and a Golden State Warrior money line parlay. And, Dave, my bad, because, when you're betting on sports, you got to know everything. And I was patting myself on the back, actually, a couple hours ago for being on top of all the NBA injuries. And I'm playing some DraftKings. And it really comes down to getting players for cheap that are going to play because a starter is out when it comes to DraftKings. But I did not know that it was Kobe Bryant night tonight. And I knew all about the Golden State Warrior injuries, but I didn't realize it was Kobe Bryant night tonight. And I couldn't figure out why on Twitter earlier today. I'm like, and even over the last couple of days, there's been Kobe interviews popping up. I never really did 2 and 2. I'm thinking about football. And then tonight, I'm like, why the fuck is Kobe Bryant fucking trending on Twitter? And then I clued in. I'm like, God, dear God, fuck, it's fucking Kobe Bryant night tonight. They're retiring his numbers this evening. How much of an impact does this have, David? It's kind of a weird night to do it on Monday night against Monday Night Football. I don't know. It's just a strange night, a Monday night, against the Golden State Warriors to retire Kobe Bryant's numbers, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's a game at the start of the season. You expect to be a 10-point underdog instead of the 5.5 it's out there because you expect Curry and Green and everybody to be healthy. So I don't know why. I mean, Golden State is a draw anyway. So it's like you don't have to do anything additional to draw when the Warriors are here.
But you do it on a Sunday afternoon against Sacramento or something. Hey, remember when we fucked over Sacramento in the Western Conference Finals? You do it against a team that you had a rivalry against, or just on a weekend, a Friday night, just a Monday night during the football season against a team that exactly, Dave, that is going to draw. And secondly, the Lakers don't know there's going to be all these injuries in which you were probably going to get fucking killed in. It's a strange night to do it. But the Golden State Warriors, Dave, the injury list is a long one, isn't it? As you and I just went over it earlier. So Green's out, Pachulia's out, Livingston's out, and Steph Curry is out. If the Golden State Warriors are laying 5.5 points, the betting market believes in Klay Thompson and they believe in Kevin Durant.
It's just enough, although it does get a lot. I mean, I liked it when Livingston was still around because I thought they were actually a better defensive team. When Livingston was in the starting lineup, they are extremely thin now. So I could see the Lakers being loose, aggressive, and being competitive for a while. But if it's close late, that's when you got the go-to guys that the Lakers just don't have yet. It'll be fascinating to watch. But, Gabe, not only is this just a Monday night, no ESPN and no TNT either.
Wow.
Only on NBA television. So I would have thought that it would have been a natural when you had those other cameras. This is one I just don't get.
Very strange. What do you make? So what do you make of a 5.5 right now? As you stated, Lakers are going to show up. They're going to make some plays. But generally, these ceremony nights seem to work against the home teams. I know in hockey, Dave, and growing up in Montreal, I saw a lot of ceremonies when I was a kid. But, the Canadians, hockey teams are big on ceremonies, okay? Not just the Canadians, but, honoring former players and this guy night and that guy night. And generally, the home team struggles because the home team's got to be part of the ceremony, all right? So the home team's got to witness, and this is our former great. So the home team is standing around often on the ice, Dave, for a good 20 minutes at times, sometimes longer. Meanwhile, the visiting team is sitting in the dressing room. They don't have to stand out here and watch the Lakers blow Kobe. Now, I imagine Kobe's so big that the Warriors will probably want to be out there and watch it. It's a little bit different, the culture today, but a lot of times these ceremonial games, Dave, they work against the home team.
Yeah, especially because they try to not inconvenience the fans. That ideally, when you're going to do a ceremony, you're supposed to say, okay, we're going to start at an hour before the game, and the game will start on time. No, they don't like to do that to their fans. They tell the fans, look, we'll start the games the regular time. We won't inconvenience you. I mean, we'll start the ceremony around the time the game would begin. Who knows when this game's going to tip off? Because, again, the Lakers don't want to force the fans to get there early. They're going to start the ceremony. Who knows it? I don't even know if they started it yet. It could be a little while before this game gets underway.
Check, check, check. Hey, hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Nick. Fuck.
I think I'm back in. Can you hear me?
Hey, Dave.
Okay. I don't know what happened there. Google sent me packing for some reason. I didn't know if I violated some code or what I did. They sent me packing and they didn't want to let me back in.
You know, Dave, we never lost someone like that before. And it's Google Hangouts because, Dave, we lost you. And I look up and I'm like, all right, we lost Dave Malinsky. And I see people in the chat going, Morency's mic is fucking conking out. And so I unplugged the mic and then Google Hangouts froze, Dave. Clearly, you know, and it's funny, yesterday, Donnie Rightside and Big Man both had issues as well. Now, I have issues, you have issues. Google Hangouts, I don't know what's going on. Like I said yesterday, I think Google Hangouts was made for like a conference call in an office for 8 minutes and not meant to do shows on. But hey, we're back. That's all that matters, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, we actually pushed the limits pretty good with rubber bands and paper clips and stuff. So we should probably, instead of bitching when it doesn't work, we should probably appreciate when it does, because we're stretching some of these things pretty far in terms of the capacity they're meant to handle.
Yeah, I know. And I thought there was a big play to start the second half here, Dave. And of course, now fucking people didn't hear our Laker talk because we were muffled. There was computer issues. And we lost you. One thing after another. So yeah, our apologies. There's nothing we can do. As you can see, it's not an isolated incident. You know, you could say, all right, it's Morency's internet, it's Morency's computer, it's Morency's microphone, but it's everybody's. It seems to be a common thing over the last couple of days with Google Hangouts that we get knocked off, the mics get frozen. one thing after another. But here we are. All right, Dave. So we're going to have to re-kick the tires on the Lakers here a little bit because it's still 13 minutes to tip off right now. Ton of injuries in the Laker games, guys. Petrulia is out. Draymond Green is out. Sean Livingston is out. Steph Curry is out. It's Kobe Bryant night tonight. And as we were saying before, the ceremony, it's often plays against the home team. You guys know this from hockey. You guys standing around on the ice for 30 minutes watching them raise a banner or honor a former player. I don't know. NBA is different. I can picture the Golden State Warrior players wanting to sit on the bench during the Kobe stuff. But, you know, there's a ton of injuries. And we talk about this, Dave. This is the Lakers' first game back after the road trip, too, isn't it? And that's almost an automatic play against in that situation right now.
Yeah, I said it's tough doing the pricing because we were accustomed to, Curry being out but Livingston being there. So you sort of understood what that meant defensively for Golden State. But now Livingston also with Green, it's putting an awful lot on Durant and Thompson. So what I've done a few times with Curry out is find opportunities to play the Warriors under. Tonight, I don't know. Maybe you try to make it a little more of an offensive game if you're Golden State, because the defensive chemistry isn't going to be there. But you know that Durant and Thompson might be able to go get you 65 or 70 points.
That's a good point, Dave. The total's 218.5, and that interior presence just isn't there for the Golden State Warriors. They don't really want to play in a half-court game tonight. I imagine they want to push the tempo, as you stated, and let Clay and Kevin do their thing and just bomb, 32 three-point shots tonight.
Yeah, I mean, here's what's going to be unusual, I think, as this game unfolds, is ordinarily the weaker team wants to slow it down and try to keep things manageable a little bit. Well, the Lakers are number one in the NBA in pace. If you're number one in pace and you're playing a wounded team, you're supposed to push. We're supposed to see the Lakers play about as aggressively as they can, even with a talent disadvantage, and see if possibly they can wear the Warriors down. That could be real interesting from an in-running standpoint. If the Warriors get in any foul trouble, if this patchwork group shows any chemistry issues, Lakers could be an interesting in-running because they won't go away tonight. They'll have the legs to keep attacking.
How much does the fact that it's Kobe night, do you think, influence the Lakers and their effort as the game goes on? And truth be told, it's a little different in basketball in that, how many players on the Warriors' favorite player was Kobe Bryant? I'm probably a few, you know what I mean? So they could be inspired by Kobe Bryant as well. They could watch this and go, oh, fuck, you know what? I remember watching Kobe, and here I am now as a member of the Warriors and playing in a game. It has effects for everybody, these type of things.
Yeah, the big thing was once the game starts and they get into the flow. Now, the game could be a little bit sluggish. We don't really know when this one is going to start. I don't think it's going to get started on time. So you could see a little bit of sluggishness, but at a certain point, it just becomes basketball again. It becomes that loose and open flow. So this one, I'm going to be watching real closely, looking for some in-running tells, maybe find an opportunity.
Dave, at the intro of the show, and my apologies, as I stated, I said there's a lot of close NBA games going on. And I didn't realize that my mic was a little muffled and stuff. I should have looked at the fucking chat off the top of the show, obviously. I'm going to from now on, guys. My bad. But you and I didn't have any hard time hearing each other. It was bizarre, so that's why I didn't know. But I said, the Chicago Bulls 5-game win streak looks like it's coming to an end, Dave. They were down 115-109 that I saw, maybe more, but I saw 115-109 with about 40 seconds left. And here the Chicago Bulls, they scored 8 unanswered points to win the basketball game, 117-115.
We talked about the Bulls, last Monday night, and that they've got a couple of scrappers on that team. They're playing hard, and over the past 2 weeks, they've actually been playing well. It's to the point where if teams don't take them seriously, the Bulls might outwork you right now. They weren't doing that last year, so there's a little bit of a competitive drive. I think Chris Dunn, who's, again, not an overly talented guy, not a great shooter. He's a catalyst, though. Chris Dunn will get the knee burns. He will go after the loose balls. He'll make other guys hustle. I think there's a little bit of a chemistry just starting to develop. Now, the problem is you win a few more games, the opposition will begin to take you seriously. And that's when we might look to step in the other way. But for now, that's a nice little sleeper if teams don't prepare as hard as they should for them.
Wow, six in a row. 6 in a row for the Bulls. I've been riding it too. I took them again tonight. I sort of gave up on it. It's nice. We had the Celtics on the money line, Dave. So I survived their nice night in the NBA so far. Survived the money line play on the Celtics. We had the Chicago Bulls plus the 1.5. They end up winning by 2 points. I like the way things are going here this evening so far.
Yeah, let's talk about what's really been interesting with Chicago. It's not just that they're playing well and competing. They're actually winning the games. And that's what I thought was still going to be a weakness around this time. That, yeah, you're going to keep these games close, but where is your end game? Who's your go-to guy? No, they have been finding ways to win, making stops and tonight was big. They made stops at the end of the game when they had to make them.
Here's look at the Atlanta Falcons right now. They're in a 3rd and 13 situation on the 23-yard line. Their own 23. Matt Ryan back to pass under pressure. He's going to scramble. And he's not going to get it. No, he does get it. Matt Ryan gets it. Now there's a late flag on the play, of course. But Dave, constantly, and you and I have talked a lot about Sarkisian this year, but just they're constantly in 3rd and long situations, this team. It's unbelievable.
It's just not a chemistry. They're not maximizing the opportunities, that they've had. Now here's a holding penalty that's going to take this drive away. A drive that will keep Tampa Bay in the hunt, because not only is this going to be a drive killer, this penalty's got a chance to maybe give Tampa Bay field position after the punt. But again, the difficulty with Sarkisian is we keep comparing so much to Shanahan and last year. I think that's 2016 Atlanta offensive season is going to hold up in the record books for a long, long time. They just dialed everything up right. But look at what we're already seeing from Shanahan with Jimmy Garoppolo, dialing some things up right. Now, the 49ers haven't finished drives well with Garoppolo yet. They've only got 3 touchdowns in 3 games, but they've consistently found ways to put drives together. And when they had to make it happen at the end of the game yesterday, they made it happen.
One thing, too, we focus a lot on Sarkisian. Matt Ryan just hasn't been very accurate, Dave. And the wide receivers on the Atlanta Falcons, last year Taylor Gabriel was a big part of the offense. He's non-existent right now. And I don't understand this because you just gave him big money. Now, you didn't get a mega deal, but you paid him money, and now you got a new OC that's not using him at all. We've seen a lot of drop passes. Devontae Freeman dropped a big pass that would have been a big play earlier before the end of the half before. That's, the slant over the middle of the field. That was a massive play, drop ball. Julio Jones, as good as he is, has had some problems with drop balls. Sanu's been pretty consistent for them, actually, catching the ball. But it's not all on the offensive coordinator, Dave. The players haven't executed either. And Matt Ryan hasn't been great either.
Now, and part of what also happens is those game plans were so good in 2016 because they had the unusual ability to throw to both running backs out of the backfield. They had a lot of versatility. So a lot of opponents were seeing it for the first time. Now, as we get deeper into this season, the division opponents that saw them twice last year have a chance to adjust a little bit. And even those non-division opponents saw the Atlanta in the playoffs. They saw Atlanta in the Super Bowl. A lot of the things they were doing last year, maybe they don't break open quite as easily this time. Opponent scouting reports have been just a little bit better.
All right, guys. So for the record, because many of you are going to ask, and yeah, great. It's fucking Laker night tonight. Yeah, great. Dave, there's something about Laker fans. They're the worst. We get ambushed in the chat here with just dumbasses, YouTube, and it's a low common denominator, Dave. People asking if we're showing the game. Yeah, specifically the Lakers. Like it's only when the Lakers play. So
well, look at the jersey you're wearing. Maybe they think you are Kobe Bryant.
I know.
Their hairline's about the same.
Yeah, but I get it often. Hey, aren't you Kobe Bryant? That happens all the time. Vin Diesel and Kobe Bryant. So for the record, guys, I already gave it earlier, so I'm not abandoning ship. We gave you the Warriors earlier in the day at -5 on TV. I'm going to play the over 218 as well. I do think it's going to be a quicker tempo game, as Dave alluded to. Lakers playing the quickest tempo in the league. They're not really going to slow it down. And Golden State doesn't want to play a half-court offense. They don't have any half-court players. They're going to have to just, run this, defend the perimeter, run it. I think Swaggy P, Nick Young could have a nice game tonight, guys. He's going to be all fired up going back to LA, and he's going to get some playing time as well. All right, so we'll see what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers can do here. We have a Thursday night football game, Dave. No Thursday this week. Saturday is Indianapolis and Baltimore. We got Green Bay and Minnesota, so really we'll skip to Sunday when we're talking about exciting NFL games.
No, and even Sunday. This is not a terrific board. Not a lot of playoff versus playoff settings out there. We've got several games in double figures. This is going to be one of these times. If you want to be with your friends and family Christmas Eve, you may not be missing that much.
You see, if they're going to do it, if they're going to play on Christmas Eve, you might as well have good fucking games. But anyways, we'll get to that in a second. So, Dave, let me ask you about Kobe Bryant. I threw it out there. And, of course, there's more millennials on Twitter and younger people that they're going to respond to this type of thing. But I said, nobody in today's NBA matches Kobe Bryant's intensity. Nobody. There's very few guys in the history of the NBA that wanted to win as much as Kobe Bryant did. And I personally don't think anybody can come as close to being Michael Jordan. Now, it was almost eerie in how Kobe Bryant emulated Michael Jordan, with his body movements from the tongue to just to everything. It's a way that he patterned himself, but he was almost, he's right there. I mean, to me, he really is right there. And the thing is, a lot of guys don't really want the ball, in this clutch killer situation. Like Kobe would push his own teammate out of the way to take a shot if he had to. Jameis Winston going deep, and that's what people envision when you think Tampa Bay is going to be a good team. 50-yard bombs, Winston to Mike Evans. 42-yard touchdown, actually. 42 yards.
That's going to be a great team for somebody else to coach next year.
Yeah. Someone in fantasy right now is happy. Yeah, Dirk Cutter's an idiot. The guy should be coaching. I had a guy, I said this earlier today, Dave. I got a good job for Dirk Cutter. San Jose State Spartans. Go rebuild that. You got to get out of here, man. You can't be coaching an NFL team. But where do you rank Kobe Bryant in the all-time lexicon, Dave? And, I understand it's different eras. We can't talk about Jerry West and Elgin Baylor and Wilt Chamberlain and Rick Bear. We can't talk about, the 50s, 60s, 70s. But let's sort of say from the 80s on in the, modern era, so to speak, I can't really think of too many guys that had the killer instinct and that were as good in the clutch as Kobe Bryant was, Dave. I have him right there with Michael Jordan. I really do. And Larry Bird was just an assassin, killer instinct type of guy. I've always thought that Magic Johnson was one of the greatest players of all time because of his versatility and just what he brought to the table. Where do you have Kobe Bryant in the conversation of all-time players?
See, I'm not good in these conversations. Baseball is pretty easy because almost every position you can measure the offense by. So there's this real easy pecking order. The problem I've had with Jordan and Kobe Bryant both is they were shooting guards. So if you talk about the impact their position has in the sport, when people say, well, who's your all-time NBA top guys? And I still think, Jabbar, Wilt, and Bill Russell, because the impact of their position, and that's where this difficulty comes. So if you rate the players at their positions, that's a good thing to do. But when you say that a guy who was a great shooting guard was a better player than a guy who was a great center or a great point guard, it's hard because the impact you have at the two positions. So I'm not, because everyone say, well, there's Jordan, there's Kobe, there's LeBron, and I'm still the old school guy that says, no, there was Kareem, there was Bill Russell, there was Wilt Chamberlain. In terms of impact on the games, were they better at their position than Kobe was at his? Not necessarily, but their position was more important. And so I think that Jordan and Kobe both maybe get a little bit overrated in these all-time great discussions because of the positions they played, and also because you saw everything they did. So they look so spectacular. Well, the big things that Bill Russell did, you wouldn't necessarily see because there's so much there's off the ball impact from the center. So yeah, I got Kobe up there. The only thing is he's a great competitor. I disagree with the idea that he's a great finisher. He actually was one of the worst pressure shooters. You get out to shooting in the final minute with the game on the line. Kobe was actually one of the worst.
But because he took so fucking many, though, Dave, right?
Well, that was a big part of it. You knew if the Lakers had the ball, final shot of the game, you knew who was going to take that shot.
And he wasn't the best teammate. You're right, and I'm talking even from a selfish. He was a selfish player for a long time, and he did take shots to the detriment probably of his team at times as well. But as far as wanting to win, competing, dominating, there's very few with that compete level. Larry Bird had that compete level. Larry Bird had that compete level. I don't think anyone in the NBA today really does. Draymond Green's pretty insane. He'll pretty much do anything to win. Dennis Rodman had it. You know what I'm saying, Dave? That I'll do whatever it fucking takes to win. If I break my leg, I break my leg. I think of Chris Bosh getting angry when the dude on the Bulls dove for a loose ball, and Bosh told him, "Hey, this is our careers. What are you doing? Don't dive for loose balls in regular season games." He sort of lectured him as a union member, so to speak. It's just different, and I get it. The money is different now, but the compete level with today's players, to me, Kobe was one of the last guys that's a real fucking nut job that would do anything to take the win, Dave.
Part of it, too, though, is it's the perceptions because Kobe wore his shirt on his, you saw that intensity. Tim Duncan was a hell of a competitor, but you didn't see it.
Yeah.
You really didn't see it the same way. And I'll tell you, maybe the all-timer on that front, and maybe this is why he doesn't get into these discussions. Kareem Jabbar made things look so smooth and so easy that you didn't notice that he was competing. And people would actually accuse Kareem of being lazy because it wasn't noticeable. You didn't see those facial gestures. he went about his business. But let's get into something here on this front because I think
sorry, but I just couldn't help but think of the movie Airplane when the kid's in the cockpit and he's like, "Hey, aren't you Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?" He's like, No, I'm just a pilot. He goes, "Yeah, you are." He goes, "My dad says that you don't hustle back and you don't try hard enough." Because Kareem heard that during his career, yet the motherfucker was dominating games.
Because he made it look easy. He had a smoothness to his game. And part of what made Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant look like better competitors is there wasn't that much smoothness. There was a lot of aggression. But here's I wrote this in Point Blank twice. I wrote it about 4 years ago and then repeated it. Maybe I'll bring this one up again when we get around playoff time because these discussions are so big. With Michael Jordan, people always talk about the championships. And that's that pride. Well, LeBron hasn't won the rings that Michael has. And when I wrote an article, and it was called The Season That Never Was, in the mind of most people. And this is the 1993 NBA season. And here's why it was so dramatic. That's when Michael was told to go away for a little while. 1993, the Bulls go 57-25.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Michael Jordan leaves. They go 55-27. The greatest player of all time leaves his team, and it costs them 2 games in the standings. That's why I said, look, when you look at those Bulls championships, that wasn't just Michael Jordan. But how difficult is it to win 6 championships with a team that can go 55-27 without you? And I think people tend to miss that. Again, I say it's the season that never happened because the media doesn't talk about it. That season, this should be a 30 for 30 special on ESPN to talk about measuring the impact of a great superstar. Did LeBron James ever play for a team that if he left was only going to drop 2 games in the standings?
You raise a good point as far as position as well. Now, people in the chat are talking about LeBron James being the greatest player ever. I don't buy that he's the greatest player ever. LeBron is, to me, he's the closest thing to Magic Johnson. LeBron is great, but LeBron could be better. He holds back. He lacks a killer instinct, in my opinion. I can't criticize LeBron. I mean, the guy's one of the greatest players of all time, without a doubt, but he doesn't have that same, I don't hold him on the same regard as the guys that you just mentioned, Dave, that we've been talking about.
But here's what everybody should do if they don't want to put LeBron there. Go back to the first championship series against the Warriors and look at the supporting cast.
It's not stats, Brooks. It's not a stat contest.
Yeah.
LeBron James puts up stats. Good for him. Fuck. You know what I mean?
Go back to that. Go back to that first series. Go back to the first series against the Warriors, and look at how he competed with that cast he had around him. And there's no one in the NBA history who would have kept that series competitive with not even the centers, probably not even Jabbar or Will Chamberlain. When you look at how he competed in that series with literally no help. And if people don't remember, go back and dial that series up and look at the Cleveland starting lineup, at the guys who were on the court with LeBron, and yet they made a series out of that. Here's what's going to keep LeBron from getting to the top. I think the Warriors are the best team in NBA history. And I think they're going to probably, if they win the championship again this year, that's going to probably become a consensus. If LeBron was in a different era where the Warriors weren't there, and let's suppose that Cleveland had won the last 3 championships in a row, if it wasn't for being up against the greatest team of all time, how much does that change the perception? So LeBron won't have Michael's rings because he's had to go up against Golden State. Michael might not have had his rings if his Chicago teams had to go up against Golden State. So it's not necessarily a LeBron thing. It's the fact that Golden State, as configured right now, I believe is the best NBA team of all time.
One thing I'll say, too, I don't recall Michael Jordan tapping out of an NBA final game because it was too hot in the gym. You know, I remember Michael Jordan hitting a game-winning shot in the finals after he spent the night in the hospital. I remember that. Yeah.
But see, that's what we will remember. We won't remember the 55. We won't remember the 55 and 27 without.
Kids don't want to remember like LeBron acting like a pussy earlier in his career all the time. But I guess today's kids are pussies, so they don't get it. You know, they just don't get it. Like, LeBron's great, but he doesn't come anywhere near. He doesn't want to do the same things. I mean, the guy quit because he fucking was hot. Oh, there's no air conditioning in the gym. It's an NBA Finals game, for fuck's sakes, bro.
I remember, but also
suck it up, Buttercup.
Keep in mind that when you talk about the people who were bringing up stats and other things, Michael Jordan was also not in the social media era. So at that time, he's not under this microscope 24/7. Now, Kobe got through about half of his career before that came around. If you put anybody under that sort of microscope, Michael Jordan was out there at the ideal time to be a superstar because the NBA was in this post-Celtics-Lakers era. So they wanted to package and they wanted to market, and he was the perfect guy for that. But that was not the social media era. And just think of the reasons why Michael had to go away. Imagine if that was happening in the Twitter age, and how viral all that stuff would have become.
Well, that's the thing. Like, he did. People are like, why did he go play baseball? Someone I see in the chat saying, oh, Michael Jordan quit on his team. He didn't quit on his team. Fuck, he was gambling, right? They were coming off the Pete Rose stuff in baseball. The last thing the NBA wanted was, oh my God, fuck, our biggest star player is betting on sports. And, you know, who knows the truth? I mean, his fucking father turned up dead, you know, on the side, you know, like, it's, who knows? I mean, you know, you had that bookie that turned up dead, and there was a bunch of, you know, in his briefcase in the trunk, there were a bunch of unsigned checks from Michael Jordan. There's a lot of stuff. You know, Frank Robinson, the manager, Dave, so when he managed the Expos, he befriended me. I don't know why he liked me, but he did. So, and he hated everybody, fuck. So I think he just liked me because I was surly too. So Frank Robinson, I used to hang out in Frank Robinson's office and talk to him like all the time, like off the record and stuff. And Frank Robinson was good friends with Bill Cosby, actually. I met Bill Cosby with Frank Robinson. He was good friends with Al Davis, all right? And I don't know, Frank Robinson knew everything about everything. So I remember at the time he brought it up. And he said, you know it's true, right? And I said, what? And he goes, Michael Jordan. He goes, oh, yeah, he's playing baseball because he's gambling. And it's like, oh, yeah, he bet on Bulls games too. And like 100%. I was like, holy fuck, really, Frank? And he goes, I'm telling you, 100%. I remember thinking, why would Frank Robinson tell me this? You know, why would Frank make that up, right? But they did a pretty good job of covering that shit up, didn't they? And it's funny, it's crazy. You look at Wayne Gretzky, and the greatest hockey player, and Wayne Gretzky was friends with Jordan. He threw his fucking wife under the bus, Dave. Rick Tocchet, the coach of the team that Gretzky was the owner of, and shit, or part owner of, the coach was a bookie taking bets, like major fucking bets on sports. And it turned out that, like, you know, the Gretzkys were betting, and the media accepted it. And basically, poor Janet, see, you got an open receiver, and Matt Ryan doesn't hit him. Fuck, I'm telling you, that's not Sarkisian's fault. So, yeah, they were all betting, Dave. Jordan, Barkley, Gretzky, it was a betting era in those days.
Yeah, and you also, again, there's no Twitter, there's no Facebook. You don't have this 24-hour-a-day media. So that's a big part of how perceptions are a little bit different. It's not easy being a superstar in this day and age where everything you do is going to be under a particular microscope. So the NBA did a really good job in the 80s when they did Lakers and Celtics, which those finals were still some of the best basketball I ever saw. It came along when the marketing was just right. Then there comes Michael. Well, you know what helped Kobe? Kobe came after the Pistons, and the Pistons were a difficult marketing era, for the NBA. They wanted that clean superstar type. They couldn't do anything with Rodman, Lambeer. They couldn't do much with those guys. So part of this is the perception of how guys get marketed.
It's a great point that you raised. Timing is everything. And on a deeper note, I remember you brought it up to me about America itself and the timing and the fact that they just didn't get bombed during the war, right? You know, you look at music, you look at life, you look at sports, life, love, loss, everything is really connected to timing. You know, where you were at that time, whether, whether a band was at the right time, whether, you stepped in at the right time or not.
There was a great piece in an academic journal a couple weeks. I should have linked it at point blank. But some guy did a really good research piece. He said, okay, let's use war. Baseball's wins above replacement. And he went back through military generals through history. And again, what it's only the same thing baseball does. How did you do based upon what your circumstances were, difficulty of opposition and whatnot? And he wrote this brilliant piece, and he thought Napoleon, based on WAR, was the best general of all time when you factored in circumstances. Shows you how we've actually done good things in the sports world in terms of breaking down information and breaking down the various components. But also, that's a prime reason why when I hear the Jordan and the Kobe discussions for all-time greats, basketball is different than baseball. Baseball, everybody's the same in the batter's box. Now defensively, you have some differences. Everybody's the same in the batter's box. Basketball, everybody's not the same. So let's say if we take Magic and LeBron.
And baseball hasn't changed much, Dave, either, right? Baseball is just sort of baseball. It's very, and another thing about baseball too, and most sports, Dave, there's a barometer. No one knows the numbers. Like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the leading scorer of all time, how many fucking points did he score? No one, you don't know. You know what I mean? You don't quantify it. Nobody knows how many points a game did he average. Nobody knows. But, Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, fucking Bonds, boom, people can rattle off shit. How many wins? How many home runs? Basketball, we tend to quantify basketball players by championships.
Yeah, and that's where, again, you get into that difficulty because there are so many other components. So let's say if you're going to put Magic and LeBron on one side, Kobe and Michael on the other, one big difference right off the bat, Magic and LeBron could play 4 positions. Magic even played 5, played center once in the NBA Finals. Kobe and Michael were going to play the 2 guard or the small forward. They couldn't play power forward. They couldn't play point guard. They were very, very good at what they did, but they didn't have the versatility because the guy who was a very close comparison to Kobe and to Michael, and maybe to LeBron, that we don't get to talk about much, Oscar Robertson. And unfortunately, I kind of missed the Oscar Robertson era as well. But when I talked to people who were there, they said, look, he could do what Kobe did. He could do what Michael did, except he could also play point guard. And he did play point guard for several seasons. And that's the one thing that Michael or Kobe could not have done. So, yeah, for them to be near the top of the all-time list, there's a versatility that was also missing. Yeah, they were spectacular players. They were great competitors. They were the best at their position, but you have to weigh it based upon that position.
We'll move on from this because it's an interesting debate. People are getting hostile in the chat. It happens.
Of course they will. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm getting mad myself even too. Like I can't blame them. I don't know why. Why can't people just talk about who they think some best basketball players are without it turning into people?
Well, how about this for the perfect rule on a discussion like this? Never, ever, ever get angry in a discussion that doesn't have an answer anyway.
Yeah, no, that's a very good point.
There's no answer to this question, so never get angry about it.
Yeah, it's like a Rubik. It just keeps turning. And fuck see Atlanta. You can't take advantage of shit. Sloppy passes, just high passes, missed shit. That's not Sarkisian. It's a good point. But the two names people threw out there: Tim Duncan, great player. Look at the impact that Tim Duncan had. And you open my eyes too as far as the position player. Because the shooting guard's like hitting cleanup, basically. You're getting the chicks. You're getting the glory there.
Yeah.
The point guard as well, it's a pretty impactful. I look at Isaiah Thomas. Yes. Isaiah Thomas was on an undefeated team in college and a dominant NBA player, right? Isaiah Thomas is one of the greatest players ever as well. He doesn't get talked about because now he's just known as a guy. And now they get a field goal block. Fucking motherfuckers, man.
Yeah, that's why I bring Oscar Robertson into the equation because he played a couple years at point. But all things considered, if Magic Johnson had been able to finish his career, there wasn't anything on the court he couldn't do. And what he had, and his ethic was great. It was similar to Larry Bird. It was similar to Michael Jordan. Winning the game was the first priority. So he was doing the things that had to be done to win the game. And it's just a shame that we lost, 5, maybe 6 seasons of Magic Johnson's career.
And I just, people bring up Russ Westbrook. Westbrook's the best athlete in the NBA. I think, though, I just want to throw one name out here that I think we're all forgetting, guys. Curly Neal, all right? Metal Mark Lemon. Curly Neal, Harlem Globetrotters.
Let's bring something into discussion on that, too, because people have always asked me the best basketball team. Now I'm saying the Warriors, the best NBA team of all time. You had a late 50s Harlem Globetrotters team, Curly Neal, Meadowlark Lemon, Wilt Chamberlain. Now think about that team. If that team, let's say if Wilt doesn't go to the NBA, how good might that Globetrotters team have been? And the reason why guys like Meadowlark...
Real games, though, Dave, in those days, right?
Yeah, the reason why you didn't see Curly Neal, Meadowlark, those guys go to the NBA, the NBA money didn't get good until like the mid-'70s or the late 70s.
Yeah, they were making more money traveling the world as the Globetrotters.
They were making much more. You might not be quite old enough. If there are people in the audience my age, you'll remember back in the late 60s, early 70s, you were watching the NBA Finals on tape delay, 11:30 at night on CBS.
Yeah.
You couldn't even watch an NBA final, much less earlier playoff games. But I grew up seeing one NBA game a week on a Sunday afternoon. Playoff games on tape delay if I was allowed to stay up because it was a school night. So you saw very little NBA at the time. So people didn't get a chance to visualize Chamberlain. They saw the late career of Jabbar. They didn't see the early career. The Jordan visuals were out there, and now, of course, people can watch every game every day. So you see how spectacular Westbrook is, but you didn't see guys from previous eras and the athleticism that a lot of them brought.
Dave, the first NBA Finals I remember I watched was actually on tape delay, CBS, as you stated. I remember it came on after the WCAX news in Burlington, Vermont, the local news. But it was Lenny Wilkins in the Seattle Supersonics against the Washington Bullets. I think it was, what was that, 78?
Downtown Freddie Brown.
Yeah. So that was the first day. You're exactly right. I remember it vividly. I remember asking my grandfather. I remember telling my grandfather the NBA Finals were on after the news. can I stay up? And he's like, yeah, don't make noise. Don't tell your grandmother. I was living with my grandparents. It was like a 3-story place. And he said, yeah, just don't make noise and stuff. I stayed up late watching the on tape delay as he stayed. That was the first. Yeah, we don't forget about Dr. J. Look, Anthony Toney was one of my favorite players growing up when I was a kid. But anyways, we can go on and on and on and on about this, and there is no answer.
No, because again, there's a perception, because the one guy who never even gets in these discussions, and again, because in terms of making it look easy or whatnot, for impacting a basketball game, Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
I mean, how massive was his presence on that basketball court when you measure effectiveness? So there are no answers. They're fun discussions to have. We like the fact that those discussions take place. They help drive traffic. They get people coming to SBR. They get people watching shows like this. But if anybody ever gets hot and bothered, no, there are no answers to these questions. It's just fun ways of speculating.
Exactly.
It's also helping us avoid talking about the Broncos and Redskins this week. We don't know who's going to show up. You got somebody, Giants and Arizona, on Christmas Eve. Who is going to show up in that one? How about the Bears and the Browns this week, Gabe? Which actually is a fun game, because the Browns are going to take the field with a chance, possession by possession, to hang right in against somebody. But there are some clunkers out there on this NFL board. And, of course, they get caught with some things, too, that aren't going to play well on television. Pittsburgh and Oakland on Christmas night. And one of the games we're going to write about in Point Blank in the Tuesday edition, Oakland goes to Philadelphia to play what's likely going to be a cold weather game on Christmas night. Gabe, what do the Raiders bring this week? After the way they lost last night, with that season pretty much done, what are we going to get out of the Raiders?
Especially traveling on Christmas. It's different in the NBA. They're stoked, to be in the Christmas day. And a lot of guys in the NBA don't have families.
Yes.
The NFL will be a little bit different. There'll be some of these guys thinking, what the fuck? Really? I got to go here? Going to miss Christmas? They'll just be thinking, all right, I'll be getting back home after this in the morning. I'll be with my family at Christmas. It's going to be a distraction. You're right, and to come down. So, we blast through the numbers here. Saturday, we got the Colts and the Ravens. Ravens 13.5. And Ravens are going to make the playoffs most likely because how soft their schedule is. So they're laying 13.5 here. No line, Vikings, Packers. No line, Falcons, Saints. Falcons, Saints, big game. Big game for my Buffalo Bills that are still alive right now, Dave. Alive and kicking, like Tears for Fears once sang. Alive and kicking. Here we are right now, an 8-6 football team. I wish we didn't have to play the New England Patriots right now. The Bills get the Dolphins to close out the season in Miami. You talked about it, and we talked about it last week, Dave. Maybe they play David Fales at this point. Maybe the Dolphins, are in experimental mode in the last game of the year. But the Buffalo Bills open up here. I see 11.5-point underdogs against the Patriots. So I got to ask you, catch, not a catch, your take on the meltdown yesterday and this Bills-Patriots game.
In terms of yesterday, it's another one of these things that no one should get upset about because there's no right or wrong. They played to what is written in the rule book, and it's not written very well. Yeah, he caught the ball because he was reaching for the goal line, and you can't reach for the goal line if you didn't catch the ball. If you don't have it, you can't reach with it. They just have to go back in and reword it. Tell you the other rule, though, Gabe, that I've never quite understood. The Derek Carr fumble. If you fumble anywhere on the field and the ball goes out of bounds, it goes back to the offense. Why does the defense get credit when they don't recover the ball? And wouldn't it be smarter, one, the fumble goes back to where the spot of the fumble was, or two, if the defense gets it, they get it where it went out of bounds. Not only do you give the defense the ball, you give it to them at the 20-yard line. I've never understood why that was such an extreme rule in terms of game impacts. But I mean, if the defense doesn't recover the ball, it goes back to the offensive player where he fumbled. No one can intentionally try to fumble forward. You can't get away with that. But if you don't recover it, you don't get it. I don't know what makes the goal line different from everywhere else on the field.
You know what the CFL does, Dave? When it's a fumble and it's like near the sideline, they have the same touchback rule, though. If it goes, if it goes out through the end zone, can't go through because the fucking CFL field is so far. But if it goes out the side, etc. But the CFL, their fumble rule is it's whoever touches the ball last gets the ball. So if a guy's running down the sidelines and he fumbles the football and the ball's dangling and it goes out of bounds, or somebody, there's a loose dive for it and it gets punched out of bounds. At the replay, it's whoever touched the ball last, that's who gets the ball.
That's actually better than the NFL.
The Raiders would have kept the ball because they touched it last, and they would have gotten the ball back at the 2-yard line, where he dropped it.
Yeah, you sort of want to punish a guy that fumbles, but you also don't want to reward a defense, in that case in particular, for not really having caused the fumble. That was a voluntary giveaway by Carr.
So here it is, here it is, Dave. 4th and 8, not the best scenario. You're on the 44-yard line, and here they are punting. I mean, shouldn't you be thinking, before this, that it's 2-down territory in your play calling?
It's how confident of the punter.
You're a 49 fucking football team.
So you got a good punt, not a great one. You only got it down to the 11-yard line. You would have liked for it to have been down inside the 10, a few yards closer. What it's also saying, though, is they're not fearing Matt Ryan right now. The Atlanta offense had a nice rhythm at the start of the game. The rhythm has been there. The plays have been available, but as you said, Ryan hasn't made the plays.
You can't sit here and state, the Atlanta Falcon play calling sucks. They throw a bomb. It's fucking there. Julio Jones doesn't haul it in. Freeman's dropping passes. Fucking number 14 keeps dropping passes. It never ends with these motherfuckers. Like, it's constant with them, Dave.
Yeah, it's Matt Ryan not putting the ball in optimal situations.
No, and you're right. He's slow to get out there. He's got guys open, and the ball isn't zipping and getting there. And the Bucs don't have a good secondary, Dave. They're the worst team in the league, man, at stopping the pass.
Worst pass rush, not a good secondary.
They got a third-string fucking guy in here right now. Hargraves is already out. Smith got hurt tonight. They got a third stringer in here, Dave, now.
And they're still sitting right there.
Oh, God. All right. You got work done. So, yeah, Patriots and Bills, Dave. I mean, for the love of God, they've fucking owned us, man. They've absolutely just owned us over the years. You've got a little bit of a revenge situation. Gronkowski really blatantly cheap-shotted Trey White. Now, I was disappointed that Preston Brown, Bills linebacker, just didn't punch Gronkowski in the throat or break his leg right after he did it. But he said after, it was the penalty, and we knew Gronk was going to get a penalty, and I didn't want to, No, it was actually a smart football thing to do. But now the Bills are talking a big game, basically. Behind the scenes, where it is with the Bills, they're going after Gronk. If playoffs or not, like they feel as if though they got punked, and they're going to have to do something about it. I personally would hurt him. I would go after Brady. I'd just go after all of them. If you're the Bills, and I got to go Buddy Ryan on this, Dave. The Patriots have bitch slapped us for years. Do we want to keep on taking it, or do you want to go out there and fucking grab them by the face mask and crank their fucking neck? Go for the knees, play dirty, fucking aggressive fucking football, and get in their face. I would go hockey style. I would start a fight with Gronkowski. I really would. I would have a designated backup goon on the Bills. And I just send him out there and tell him, just fucking trip him, punch him in the throat, fucking grab the face mask, just get him going here. I don't care about the penalty. They need to set the tone because what they're doing isn't working, Dave.
But is this the coaching staff to do that? That's the question. Can this coaching staff make that type of game plan work? I don't get the sense that's what this group is about right now.
Yeah, it's a good. It's a good point. Well, what group is this? There's not a lot of Buddy Ryans.
Yeah.
There's another fumble. It's amazing, Dave. There's been like 3 fumbles in this game, I think. And someone's saying it's simple minds, tear for fear, simple minds, same crap. It's amazing, Dave. Like, they can't take advantage of it. Like, Devontae Freeman drops the ball. It's lying right there on their own 15-yard line, and the Bucs can't fall on it. It's unbelievable.
It's kind of been the story of their season. Now again, some of this, it's that little extra effort. Why did Atlanta recover Freeman's fumble? The offensive linemen were hustling. They were focused. They were following up on the play. It's just that little difference, extra preparation, but extra energy between winning and losing. We talk about the 49ers on this show a couple of Monday nights in a row. How much has their energy changed now? Just winning a game and reinforcing habits makes such a difference when you get back out on the practice field.
So it's 3rd and 3 for the Falcons on their 20. Matt Ryan back to pass, dumps it off, wide open. Freeman, horrible defense by the Bucs there. 2016 for the Lakers. 3 minutes left in the first quarter of play. 3:20 to be exact. So what do you make of this Bills and Pats game coming into this, Dave?
I get Buffalo at plus 13 if it shows. There are a couple of 12.5s in existence. In fact, they're actually here in Nevada, the Westgate, William Hill properties. A few 12.5s offshore. It's actually a 13 minus 115 at CGT Tech here in Nevada. I think at 13, you put him in the game because this is a must-win for New England, not, as we always say, not must-win big. There's almost nothing that can happen that will prevent New England from also needing the final game of the season. So if Belichick goes in thinking he's going to have to win twice, win this game by 10. Don't exert more than you have to. Keep your guys fresh. So I'll take a 13.
Mike, what about the other end of the equation? If the Bills are down, that they think, you know what? All right, we're not coming back right now. We got to fucking get ready for Miami next week and get out of this so we don't get anybody hurt. So we get into Miami. That's something interesting to keep our eye on too.
Yeah, the second half of these games, and unfortunately, this is going to be a particular day where a lot of people won't be plugged in and watching. Yeah, you're going to have family obligations, so much going on. This is one of the better in-running cards of the season because if you can anticipate how some of these flows are going to go, in particular, games that break open early are going to have extremely quiet second halves because especially your road team wants to go home, get on the plane, be with their family. Because for these early 1 o'clock starts, if your trip isn't that far,
exactly,
you're planning on having Christmas Eve dinner at home.
And even if you're a crappy home team, or even if you're a good home team and you're winning, it's like you're an offensive lineman. It's like these guys are at work. It's a job. They're going to be thinking, fuck, let's just run the ball and the clock tick. Fuck, I got a turkey. And my wife's waiting at home. Got my fucking family waiting. They're going to be looking at the clock a bit, Dave, even. They're humans, right? It's 4:30. You're going to be thinking, wow, fuck, after I talk to the media, I'll get out of here by 6. I can be home by 7:30. It's going to be crossing their minds in the second half, these guys.
Yeah, as I look at the board, we don't get all that many of them. And two of the teams, you've got the Chargers and Rams, both all the way over in the Eastern time zone, but they need to win their games. Detroit's a road team that needs to win. Atlanta will be a road that needs to win. The Miami Dolphins, there's your premium candidate. If you're losing big at halftime, just get the second half over with and get home to Miami, for your Christmas Eve. Will we see fails this week? What we've heard comes down to is that Jay Cutler hasn't decided yet personally if he wants to play next year, and he might not make that decision until the offseason. If Cutler wants to come back and play, he might say, look, let me go out there. I want to get a little more video.
Yeah, but it's fucking ridiculous that Adam Gase would give him this.
He shouldn't. He really shouldn't.
Dave, you're supposed to be, building for the future. Like the second that, all right, we're not going to the playoffs this year, we got to think, and all right, let's build for the future here. You got a guy like you're not developing anybody when Jay Cutler is there. He's not helping you get better for the future at all. All he's doing is auditioning for himself.
That's it, because we know if Cutler does come back for 2018, it will not be as a Dolphin. It would have to be for somebody else. If I'm Adam Gase, I'll give Fales 2 games. I'll let him go out there, throw the ball around, because it's not whether Fales can ever be an NFL starter. You've got to make the decision if Fales can be your number 2 next year. Tannehill's been dinged up a couple of times now. If injuries are going to be part of Tannehill's career, find out right now if Fales is at least good enough to become a number 2.
All right, Dave. So, you weren't kidding, man. You look at the NFL board this week. So, Colts and Ravens. Ugh. Vikings-Packers loses a lot of luster because the Packers just lost. No line right now. Falcons-Saints, interesting football game. Bills-Pats could be a pretty nasty game, actually. That'll be interesting. Bills, it has playoff implications. Browns and Bears, the storyline there. Browns getting 6.5, and as Dave alluded to, they're playing a team that won't blow them out, and you know they want to win a football game. It's not like they want to, not win a game all year. So you're going to get a very premium. What about this, Dave? Are you going to step up to the window and pull the trigger on the Browns here?
At a full 7, I would take just about any team I've ever tracked against Chicago.
Yeah.
One is Chicago's not that good, but 2 is Chicago plays a style to keep you in the game. They're not looking to go out there and beat someone by 14 or 17. They will keep the Browns in the game for a long time. So if I could find a full 7, I don't see one right now on this board. But over the course of the week, we shop. Sometimes you stumble into it.
You look at the Bengals yesterday, Dave. Oh, big play. Can he take it all the way? Freeman, yes, he can. Is there a flag? Fuck. I'm always expecting a flag after a play, Dave, now. Freeman, 32-yard touchdown run, no flag. 23-14 with the extra point pending coming up here. I'm still getting screwed with my teaser, though, Dave. I'm not even at 42.5 here. I don't really have a lot of confidence that Tampa is going to come back and score a touchdown. They can't systematically move the ball down the field. Like their touchdown was a bomb play, Dave. That's all they have. Yeah, great tackling there by Tampa. So Marvin Lewis says he's going to retire, or not retire. He's stepping down from the Bengals job, Dave. And how do the players fucking respond? They roll over after the fact. I just wanted to look up right now the Bengals schedule. Do they close on the road? I imagine they would. Let's see. I doubt they're playing back-to-back home games.
Bengals at Baltimore.
This is their last home game then. This is Marvin Lewis's last home game. They rolled over last week. They didn't give a shit. What do you make here? Do they play with any fucking pride at all for Marvin Lewis on the way out here, who's a nice guy and has been loyal to a fault with these thug-ass fucking jerk-offs on the Bengals over the years?
That's going to be the reading between the lines game of the week, because if they decide we will go out and play hard for Marvin in this last one, they're as good as Detroit. You're literally taking, 4.5. And when I say they're as good as Detroit, don't give me the stats of the last 2 games because the heart wasn't there. Line up the personnel, and the Bengal personnel will match the Detroit personnel. Now, key, though, before you get too deep into Cincinnati's got a lot of guys injured on defense.
Yeah.
That is a long, long laundry list. I'm going to see how many of those guys they can get back. If they can get a couple of pieces back, there is a little bit of a temptation. So talking about guys like Ioka, Evans, Vigil, Kirkpatrick, Burfict, if those guys get cleared and they decide that they want to go hard, because you tend to want to bet the home team on Christmas Eve because you're going home to your family. You're just going straight home after that game. You don't want to have that be a clunker. You want to try to create something good in that setting. If I get the idea that the Bengals are going to compete, and it's hard because it wasn't just yesterday, that's back-to-back games that the Bengals did not compete at all in. Sometimes you can't just snap your fingers and get right to it. But if there's an inclination that they're going to play hard, they could be competitive here.
Miami Dolphins getting 10 at Kansas City. Jacksonville. This Jacksonville team's really dialed in right now. They're laying 4 on the road at San Francisco. That's an interesting game right there. We'll see, where San Francisco's at right now. They keep on winning on a weekly basis. This could be a tough test for them right here. You mentioned the Giants and the Cardinals. That's checkout time right there. Seattle and Dallas. But I brought up the last home game. Dave, and do you any stock in these teams at their last home games? Do they try to go out with a bang? Do we take a look at this and put any extra, check mark next to a team? All right, this is their last home game of the year.
I somehow I just keep connecting it to being Christmas Eve, and that idea, because one of the things
the Bills were fired up yesterday for that. It's a little different with Buffalo because it's Buffalo, but they made a big deal about it. Last home game, if they, with the fans and the crowd, and the Bills made a big video about it. Thanks for the home season, and the Bills did make a big deal about the last home game.
If you ever have doubts about it, put yourselves in the position of the athletes. Okay, you've got Christmas Eve with your wife and kids after the game, or you've got something going. You want to try to take something positive into that. You don't want to go out there, have a clunker, and then have to turn around, and be in a good mood for everyone else. So when I look at this list of home teams, the only team that I have some, we talked about Cincinnati, the obvious questions with them. I have some questions about Washington because I thought Washington was very flat yesterday. I don't know if the Redskins find any spark the rest of the way. They were particularly flat, but all the rest of these home teams, I think, most of them have reasons to anyway. This is one of those boards where almost all of these home teams are still in a playoff hunt. Jets probably still play hard because that's what they do under Todd Bowles. The Jets go out and at least try to compete every week.
All right, Dave, we'll get you out of here. We'll talk again tomorrow. We'll hit some bowls on TV tomorrow. But just quickly on the way out, Chargers are laying 7 on the road at the Jets. It's going to be a tough spot for the Chargers here. The Jets are a scrappy team. They will be fired up to play at home. They didn't have expectations going to the playoffs this year. The Jets just sort of have fun every time they take the field. That 7 seems a little high to me just cosmetically looking at it right now. And the Seattle team, Dave, they got fucking smoked yesterday. This is a team that never really likes each other all that much. And you always hear stories of this and that. And, there's always been a friction between the offense and the defense on that team, and animosity towards Wilson and Pete Carroll and the Super Bowl still. But, the defense as well. And I was surprised to see after Earl Thomas take a shot at Bobby Wagner after the game. It's rare that you see a player call out a player for playing. As Earl Thomas said that after, Bobby Wagner shouldn't have played, the backups would have done a better job. Yeah, pretty heavy shit there. Wagner's trying to suck it up and play through pain. Wagner said after, shut the fuck up, keep my name out of your mouth. It seems like the inmates are starting to get a little surly in Seattle right now, Dave.
Yeah, Pete Carroll has this great December record, both straight up and against the spread, because he's good at getting whatever's left in the tank out of his team. Might this be the one time that there just isn't anything in that tank? That was a beatdown yesterday. That was a physical beatdown. There may not be enough. Now, can Wagner get healthy enough this week? Can they get right back at linebacker? Those are good questions. But I just don't know if this team has something left in the tank. Only difference, though, the Rams gave Wilson no breathing room at all. That Aaron Donald guys were just suffocating yesterday. Dallas doesn't have quite that same oomph. So Russell Wilson may get a little window of opportunity to make a play. But I don't know, this may be one time where we throw some of Pete Carroll's pass out because there just isn't enough left to work with.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers moving the football right now, but they don't seem to sense that the clock is ticking. I've seen this all year from this team. There's just no urgency. You're losing. The play should be called by now, Dave. It should be snapped by now. It really, look, okay, how long is it going to fucking take them? It's not quick enough, man. You're losing a football game, and you got the ball off at 7 seconds. That's unacceptable, Dave, down by 10 in this spot.
Oh, that's why we will not likely be talking next year much about Dirk Cutter or Todd Monken. In fact, this is probably in fact, we will not be on the air next Monday night, I'm assuming. Christmas night.
Oh, I'm here, Dave. I'm here.
Well, let's put it this way. I will not be available, which means
Dave, you will not be on the air next Monday.
The next time I'm on the air with you, January 1st, Dirk Cutter's probably unemployed. So this is the last Monday night that I can talk about Cutter as an NFL coach. I don't expect him to be employed 2 weeks from tonight.
So you're good. You're going to be good for January 1st, that New Year's Day.
I think that will actually be let me check the timing here.
We're going to be on during what's the first game of the day? It's
you know what's great? Alabama Clemson starts later than a typical Monday night game. We will be live before it gets to halftime.
What time's it kicking off at? Like 9?
8:45 Eastern.
Yeah, perfect.
So we will be on the air to really, talk about setting up in running at halftimes. We will be on the air before halftime. But will you find me next Monday night? Not a chance. That's the one. And for as much as in Point Blank, we love the audience. When we do stuff like this, we love the audience. For that one night of the year, the audience comes in second. Yeah, and that's just the way it's going to be. Christmas will be spent far from Las Vegas in a much different environment. And in truth, pretty far from the world of sports. I've got no particular reason on Christmas Day to be watching the Steelers. And I don't even know at night if I'll be paying much attention. I'll have the Eagles in my pocket, so maybe I'll check the score every now and then. But I'm not sure Christmas night if I'll even be watching that one.
Dave Morency. Well, Dave, we'll be speaking to you on the Fantasy Sports Television Network tomorrow. I look forward to that. And next week as well, actually. Well, no, that'll be we're not on the 26th either. I would be, but they're closed. I hear Winston going to the end zone. I'm sure something stupid's going to happen. Touchdown? Yeah. Fuck yeah. My teaser is live. Boom. 24-20, baby.
And what does the NFL get now on top of Patriots, Steelers, Raiders, Cowboys, another game where the side and total, everything is on the line right now. Good for the NFL, good for the TV ratings, but every aspect of this game is still on the line.
Yeah, and if the Falcons can get a field goal, some people can cover the number. 4 minutes left now. It'll be interesting to see what happens. You mentioned those NFL games. Just for the record, we'll blast through this. 76ers Knicks Christmas Day at noon. Cavaliers at Warriors, 3 o'clock Eastern.
Nice.
Cavaliers at Warriors Christmas Day. Wizards at Celtics, 5:30 Eastern. 8 o'clock prime time, ABC. Rockets and the Thunder. And TNT at 10:30. T-Wolves at Lakers. So, for those of us, Dave, that won't be with a lovely lady in Kelowna, BC, or anywhere else, we'll have the Warriors and the Cavs at Christmas time, and the Rockets and the Thunder, Dave.
I tell you what, the NBA did it. I hadn't even looked. Honestly, had not looked yet. The NBA did a super job. That is a terrific lineup.
You can't complain. And even the Knicks don't suck. They're not great, but they're not a laughing stock. 76ers Knicks, fun game. Cavaliers Warriors at 3 o'clock. Nothing wrong with that. Wizards and Celtics, entertaining. Rockets Thunder should be off the hook. And then you wrap it up with the T-Wolves and the Lakers for the degenerate late night gambler special.
I still am unlikely to plug into any of that, but at least for those that don't have a chance to be with, and we certainly wish everyone the best of holidays out there, and happy Hanukkah to those also. If you don't have a chance to be with friends or family, you know what? The sporting world will always be your friend. They're there for you, Gabe. The sporting world is there for you.
That's why sports and wrestling are so big, Dave.
Yeah.
At 20,000 people in a wrestling arena, I'm assuming about 16,000 of them are single. All right, Dave.
Only on Christmas Day, the New York Knicks are there for you. That should be the NBA slogan.
Just like the Hawaii Bowl will be there for us on Christmas Eve.
Absolutely. Not this year. No. Oh no, it is.
It used to be Christmas night, Dave, but they moved it to Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I thought this year they had moved it to Saturday, but no, I am wrong. It's not Saturday. It is Sunday once again. Yeah, that's my bad. I thought they had talked about moving it to Saturday night.
And there's no NFL game that night either, Christmas Eve either. There's no night game on Christmas Eve, so that'll be the Christmas Eve dinner special.
I mean, it's not the greatest of Houston and Fresno will be a competitive game. It's just not the most. It doesn't have the most sex appeal that you could have out there. Unfortunately,
I've watched worse.
But what's great though, and a guy who really deserved to get more credit, Jeff Tedford did
Yeah.
an absolutely terrific job with Fresno State. Now you're going to get to see him primetime and hear a lot about him. But I'll tell you where there was a big surprise, Gabe, because even I didn't think this was going to work. His defensive coordinator, Orlando Steinauer, he brought down from the CFL. Steinauer had never coached college football. He had been a part-time assistant at Western Washington in the offseason because he was playing in the CFL and he would go coach in the offseason. This guy stepped in, and the single most improved defense in the nation this year was Fresno State. And I thought, how can this work? This guy's been in the CFL for 20 years as a player and a coach. He's not going to adjust to college football well. He did a dynamic job. So embrace this game for those of you that get a chance to watch it. Watch the pregame. Hear about what Tedford did to turn Fresno around. Look at what Steinauer did with that defense. This is actually something for people who bet on sports. There's a lot to learn from this one. There's a lot of engagement you can get out of this matchup.
Dave Morency, there's a lot you can learn from reading Dave's column over at sportsbookreview.com, right there on the front page, posted daily, right around noon Eastern or so. He's got tidbits, music tips, cuisine, and, of course, great sports analysis. Best in the business. Dave, always a pleasure, sir. Thanks for taking the time to be with us. Happy early holidays.
I will talk
on TV.
I'll talk to you tomorrow. And for anyone who hasn't heard one of the great Christmas songs of all time, the Monday edition of Point Blank has what may be the seminal Christmas classic of them all by the legendary Eric Idle. So if you haven't heard it, go ahead and give it a click. Give the song a listen. It'll only take you a couple of minutes. You will be a better person having listened to that song.
I can send you a good Christmas song, Dave. I don't know if you want to put it in the column.
I do that. Send it to me, and I'll make the editorial decision.
Make the editorial decision. Okay, yeah, okay.
I'll talk to you tomorrow, Gabe.
Thanks, Dave. Dave Morency. Dave Morency here with us. Holiday season here. It's great. Ho, 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 ho. No presents this Christmas. There's no presents, not this Christmas. Sorry, Timmy. Didn't have a great year at the track this year. Our horse got hurt. Although he's getting better. You better be getting better. I got a text message here for $1,600. Merry Christmas. That's my Christmas. What did Morency get in his Christmas stocking? Well, you got a text message from a horse owner that says Morency owes $1,700 for a horse that hasn't ran in 5 months. Merry fucking Christmas. Chris Blanchard. Put the game on. How about you buy a fucking TV, you piece of shit? Put the game on. I don't know. How about you fucking go to NBA fucking TV, you fucking maggot? I'm going to take this Lakers shirt off. I'm ashamed to be wearing a Laker jersey to associate myself with the stupid, cocksucking, scum of the earth fucking scumbags that go on YouTube looking for Laker games. You're fucking stupid, all right? I hope you all fucking electrocute yourself fucking with your computer somehow. Yeah, but Merry Christmas, Manny. Mary, yeah, refresh 6 times for Lakers stream. What's up, right? No, there's no cover charge. I should have, but no, there's not. Did I bet every game tonight? No, I did not. I generally bet a lot of late games, Cameron, though, so. Hey, what's going on in this Laker game anyways? It's 39-37. Golden State Warriors had a good first quarter, but kind of slowing down here a little bit. They've only scored 7 points in 6.5 minutes. I don't like that. How's my DraftKings lineup doing? Not good enough, evidently. All right, so the tournament I'm in DraftKings, the winner, the leader has 339 points. He's in the clubhouse with 339 points. Top prize, $15,000. I've got 2 players remaining, and I'm at 204 points. Fuck. Come on, Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, man, what the fuck, bro? You had 17 fantasy points in the first quarter. Nothing. What's going on? Man, if Kevin Durant could go off tonight and give me like a 60, 70-point DK night, I could make some money here. Fuck. I have a good lineup. I had Kyrie Irving. I had Kyrie Irving in my lineup. $8,500. You want to get 5 times your value back or more on DraftKings in basketball. So he gave me 38 points. He was only owned by 1.6. So it would have been nice if he could have given me 50 or something. But, okay, so little off the pace there, but not bad. Ekpe Udo on the Utah Jazz. Nobody knows who the fuck this guy is. Yeah, so Ekpe Udo, fantasy people know him. He was owned by 27%. He was only like $3,000. How much was he? $3,700. He scored 14 points. Ben Simmons. I spent 9.6 on Ben Simmons, and he gave me 54. All right, right there. Jordan Mickey. He was the steal of the night. Jordan Mickey, $3,200, Miami Heat center. He put up 25 DK points for 3,000, so you got 8 times your value there. That was good. I had Josh Jackson. Josh Jackson was owned by 0.3 fucking % of people only. So, like, if Josh Jackson could have a big night, I would have done well. Now, Josh Jackson was $3,900. And he performed right up to that. He gave 18 points. So pretty much everybody that I've taken has delivered at least, 5 times, which is damn good. Like, it's a solid lineup, but I need an explosive night from somebody here. Yeah, Yogi Ferrell. Yogi Ferrell was he was 5,000, so anything over 25 DK points is good. He had 27. Oh, could be a big run here. Nice run, not a big run. Nice run. I didn't realize. I swear to God, guys, I thought it was 24-20. But I'm like, what? They didn't have 24. They went for 2. They got it. So basically now I have Kevin Durant and I have Jordan Bell. Jordan Bell is owned by 22%. See, fantasy is completely different. These fucking fantasy nerds know about all these guys. See, we never talk about Ekpe Udo because Ekpe fucking Udo is like the number 12 guy on the Utah Jazz, but everyone is fucking hurt tonight, so he started. But the thing is, all these fantasy guys know all this. Like, you can't catch them sleeping. So, like, Jordan Bell is a nobody rookie, but he's owned by 22% of people, including myself. Is Kevin Durant hurt or something? Like, where's Kevin Durant? Fuck, man. I put $33 into this lineup, too. Was Lisa Ann fun to meet? Yeah, Lisa Ann's fun to meet if you're a fucking brother in the NBA and you have a lot of money. Then she'll do you. Hey, Cameron, don't tell me what to talk about, all right? I'll talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. Just say something stupid now, Cameron, so I can kick you out. All right, you know it's inevitable. Jameis Winston interception coming up in a second. Settle down, Loretti. No. Fuck me. No. Fuck you, Cameron Stewart. He misses. I blame Loretti. I would have preferred if you would have made it, to be honest. We would have hit the over. We hit the teaser, at least. We hit the teaser. We got that parlay. With Golden State right now, but fuck. 46-41 for the Warriors right now. Total slowing down. It's down to 210. Oh, we got the over in the Valpo Santa Clara game. 59-54 with 6 minutes left. Valpo's up 59-54. Valpo's going to the free throw line. You're going to need like 23 points, 22 points. No, 22 points in 5 minutes and 44 seconds. College, it's sort of possible. I don't know how Atlanta or Tampa Bay mismanaged this so much. You're fucking moving the ball. Like, how do you end up with a 54-yard attempt only? Nice call, Adolfo. Great call. That one, those props are great, man. We don't do those enough. That was a great call by you. That's smart shit. See, really, the ref, I missed it. I was booting people out of the chat because I was wondering how come that so much time went off. So the fucking ref. Dude, the NFL refs is a joke. Like, they're really costing games. It's pathetic. And I'm not talking about catch rules and shit. But overall, they're incompetent. They're fucking old. They're incompetent. 10 seconds. That's bullshit. They should give him the, I didn't see the ref fall. They should put the seconds back on the fucking clock then. It's fucking bullshit. Mississippi Valley State's playing Grand Canyon. There was no line, though.
Well, they call that a swing through, but they're going to count the who?
Yeah. Bill Kennedy
Well, fucking Julio Jones didn't score a touchdown. I know that. What about the other props? I didn't even look. All right. I had Jameis Winston and Matt Ryan both to go over 23.5 completions. I played 4 props. I played Julio Jones to score a touchdown. Loser. They tried a couple of times, but he got interfered with once in the end zone. That was a loser. I played Matt Ryan over 23.5 completions. That was a loser. And I played Jameis Winston over 23.5 completions. That was a winner. And I played long field goal. Played long field goal. That was a winner. So 2 and 2 on the props. The teaser hits. The Falcons don't hit, but we have them on a moneyline parlay here with the Warriors. And the over doesn't hit. I was hoping they're going to hit the fucking field goal to hit the over and just worry about the Falcons winning the game in overtime after. But whatever, man. You can't lose your mind over every fucking game. It is what it is. You bet on a game, went that way, it goes that way. It's like, I'd be pissed though about the ref shit. I don't. Well, why was it a 54-yarder? I mean, you guys were at the 30. You made a catch at the 30. I don't understand how you went backwards. Like I said, I was booting people out for a second, and I missed the last sequence there. Fucking trolls. I don't give a shit about trolls. Like, for me, I could just ignore it all night, and they could say whatever they wanted. I don't give a fuck. But it's annoying for you guys, the normal people in the chat, when you got a bunch of shitbags in there. So the ref just blatantly fell. Did Dallas and Detroit tie for the second wild card, what is the tiebreaker? We'll take a quick break, and on the other side here, we'll go over some of these NFL scenarios. So the tiebreaker, if they were tied, the first tiebreaker is head-to-head. So Detroit and Dallas didn't play each other. The second tiebreaker would then come to be whoever had the better record in the conference, in the NFC. If they both have the same record in the conference, then the third tiebreaker, so this is the way tiebreakers are, guys, and there's a new one that I didn't even know they used. So number one tiebreaker is head-to-head. But the head-to-head is eliminated if there are 3 teams. Okay? So if you're one of 3 teams and you're all tied, it doesn't matter that you lost to one of the teams. That gets thrown out the window suddenly. And that's why I know this, because of the Buffalo Bills. It's very interesting. So there's a lot of whacked out scenarios. So the first one is just straight head-to-head if you're 2 teams tied. If you guys didn't play each other, then suddenly it becomes who had a better record in your conference. If you both have the same record in your conference, the third one becomes the strength of schedule of teams that you beat. So if you beat like a bunch of shitty teams, it doesn't count as much as beating good teams. So it actually matters. So now, like as Bills fans, it's kind of twisted, but you know, like you're cheering. Like I thought yesterday it was good for Tennessee to win. It turns out it wasn't, because we need Tennessee. Because long story short, if the Buffalo Bills are tied, at 9-7 with the LA Chargers, we're going to be out. They're going to be in. But if the Buffalo Bills are tied with the LA Chargers and the Baltimore Ravens, suddenly we're in, because suddenly we have a better winning percentage against teams with better records. So they'll be fucking out, and them beating us doesn't matter. It's going to be really fucking whack, guys, next week. Not this week, but the next week. People are going to be like, so are we in? What does this mean? Because it's not really even a standard, oh, yeah, you beat them and they lose. Now it's like, yeah, but what was their record? Like, what was the team's record that you just beat? Fuck. Long story short, if the fucking Patriots can if the Bills can beat the Patriots, like they're in. Because they're catapult, their strength of schedule fucking tiebreaker, and they'd be in, but. So, yeah, we'll take a quick break. We're going to be joined by a man who went 13-2 yesterday, crushed the book. We'll get his picks for the upcoming week. Best capper right now going here at SBR. 57, 53. Come on, Durant for 3. Fuck, in and out. It's a thing with fantasy, man. Every fucking shot. All right, Kevin Durant's up to 26 DK points. He's scored. He's on a little bit of a run now. That 3 would have been nice, man. What about you, Jordan Bell? 9.5. Fuck, I need more, man. How much did you cost me? 4,500. Bro, you need to get me fucking 25 points, man. Fucking NBA fantasy sucks, man, at DraftKings. Fuck. You got to be fucking perfect. I played a football contest, too. I should have played Jameis fucking Winston. Fucking Julio Jones, only 8 poor phone. Man, fucking bullshit. We're taking a quick break here. Why they play piano like a funeral fuck? Even looks like Michael Jordan now.
Please welcome Lakers President of Basketball Operations, Irvin Magic Johnson.
What's up, Laker Nation? We're here to celebrate the greatest who ever wore the purple and gold. For 20 years.
Strong words for Magic.
He made us scratch our head. What did we just see? What did we just witness? And he gave us 5 NBA championships. Let me see, Kobe. You gave us 3 at number 8 and 2 and 24. We are so blessed to have had this man wear the purple and gold for 20 years. And he was all about excellence. He was driven. His will to win was very, very high. And tonight, we're able to put not just one of his jerseys, but both of his jerseys up high. I hope that you recorded every game.
You see, even Magic Johnson's voice is fucked. I'm telling you, man. Everyone that talks a lot, we're getting all fucked up.
Ever be another Kobe Bryant. Who can remember when he scored 81 points in the game? And last but not least, there will never be an athlete in his last performance to top this man's performance, 60 points. Man. So before I turn the mic over to our owner, Jeannie Buss, is two things I want to leave you with. Kobe, Jerry West called me the day that you worked out, and he said, Irvin, I just witnessed the greatest workout I've ever seen in my entire life. And Jerry, you were absolutely right. This man has turned out to be the greatest we've ever seen. And the next thing, Kobe, is this, brother. We need you right now. When I look into this audience, there's all race of people come together, cheered you on for 20 years, and this country needs to come together, and you were able to bring us all together as a city in Los Angeles for 20 years. So we thank you for that. Miss Jeannie Buss, come on out, please. And Jeannie, before you speak,
Come on, man. Kobe Bryant ain't no unifier. Fuck. The guy was an asshole. Fuck. He's a good basketball player. Let's leave politics out of this, Magic.
Come on out. Representing Kobe for all those years, you gotta come on out. We gonna let Jeannie do her thing right now.
like Kobe's some social fucking. Like, the fuck is that? Like, you know what? I'd get it if it was like, you know, in your entire life and your entire career, you fought for social justice and you fucking, it's like, dude, the guy fucking cares about himself and winning. And he cares about fucking, like, his legacy. He doesn't give a shit about fucking, like, what are you talking about? You talking to Colin Kaepernick here? You're talking, like, sorry, I had to fucking comment on that. I'm like, I was like, come on, man, where are you going with this, Magic? Like, what are you talking about? Let's just get through a basketball fucking ceremony here without talking about, like, you know, today in America, we got problems. Like, just shut the fuck up, man. Hang his fucking jersey, talk about him scoring 81 points, and shut up. Fuck. Kobe, you've always unified people. Unified people? Fuck.
Of representing all Laker fans here tonight. And overwhelmingly, they asked me to express their...
That might be the dumbest thing you've ever said, Reckless. And I love you, but come on, man. Lonzo brand bigger than Kobe Bryant? Lonzo brand ain't bigger than LA Gear, fuck.
Changing the outcome. Thank you, Kobe. You taught us what happens when you outwork.
All right, okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
With a relentless Mamba mentality, teaching us that failure.
Remember those LA Gear, the Pump It Up? I had them. Anyone old enough to remember the LA Gear pump shoe? I'll admit, man, I thought it was the coolest thing ever at the time. It was funny too, 'cause I used to be like an Air Jordan guy and have expensive shoes all the time. It's funny, man. A buddy of mine used to get shoes off the back of a truck, if you know what I'm saying. So my buddy came in one day with like a couple of boxes. He's like, bro, I got something hot and fresh for you, man. He goes, no one in Canada has seen this shit yet. He fucking takes it out of the box. LA Gear. It was this white and purple fucking abomination. I'm like, ooh, LA Gear. I like the sound of it. Fucking, I look, and he's like, check it out, man. On the tongue, there's a basketball. And I'm like, holy fuck. And he goes, you pump it up, man, and it fucking, it makes the shoe more comfortable. So I'm like, let me try this shit out. Like fucking, fucking. Now the pump shit only worked like 3 or 4 times. You know what I mean? But the first time it was great. Like the first time I put them on, I tied them up, and it was like fucking pumping the basketball up. I'm like, oh yeah, these are like fucking nice. Yeah, like Mingo said, they had the lights on the back. It was the tackiest thing ever. So it had the pump and the light in the back. Fuck. Yeah, it was awesome, Phil. I was cruising around. I was fucking cruising around, fucking wearing LA Gear shoes and shit with my lights flashing in the back. No, it was the Reebok pump. No, LA Gear, I swear LA Gear had a fucking pump too. How come Phil Jackson isn't here? Calling me bald doesn't really offend me. Most of the richest men in the world are bald, asshole. This guy can't even spell head. Bald Hulk? What? Who? See, caught a body, I won't boot. Fuck. Just don't spam us again. They're going to bring out the little blonde chick from Denver. Kobe, we have a surprise for you. Some of your former teammates are here. And, this next person wasn't easy to get, but after we offered her a $250,000 appearance fee, here's the chick you fucked up the ass in Denver.
I want to say,
I want to say
thank you so much for tonight.
Yeah, Colby, a great unifier. Remember when he fucking told the cops, Shaq does this all the time.
Jerseys that were hanging up there before. Without them, I couldn't be here today. They inspired me to play the game at a high level. Magic, Cap, Shaq pushing me every day. Baylor.
Yeah, LA Gear had the pumps. I remember. It was like a blue basketball. Hey, listen, I'm not calling out Kobe here. The whole thing with Kobe, if you're unaware of that whole case, basically the long story of it was she willingly went to the room and everything. She willingly had sex. Kobe wanted to go anal. Kobe wanted to go anal, and I guess she didn't, and Kobe insisted. Wrong hole. Sorry, wrong hole. Hey, it's happened to all of us. Yeah, it's not like Kobe, grabbed somebody and pulled him, you know what I mean? That was the gist of it. It was consensual. It was consensual up until, he put it in the wrong hole. That's so like after, because after she was all traumatized, except that's what I'm saying, Ranmos. I've done it accidentally before. I've gotten it from the chick. Hey, whoa, hey, wrong way. Like, now, I'm not an anal dude, but like I said, I'm not going to lie and tell you that I haven't fucking taken a turn on the wrong turnpike before. Anybody that's ever had a lot of sex in the dark, fuck. I mean, come on. So settle down, Damian Perez. We get it. You like Kobe, fuck. All right, that's it, Damian. Fucking man, you just give Laker fans a bad name, you fucking dumb kids, fuck. I'm assuming you're not a grown man, so. Yeah, it's like the turnpike. You know what I'm saying? That you're driving on the Jersey Turnpike. You're like, whoa, hey. You took the wrong turn. See, Hannah Pantis can stay. You're all right, Hannah. Yeah, he took the wrong turn. You know what I'm saying? He's driving on the road. Whoa, hey. The wrong off-ramp, fuck. Except the only thing is, when he found out he was on the wrong off-ramp, he didn't fucking do a U-turn. He fucking hit the pedal. I just explained the Kobe scenario in the best way. If like your kid asks you, Dad, what happened with Kobe Bryant? You'll say, well, son, you remember how when we were driving to grandma's last week and I took the wrong turn on the highway? Yeah. They'll say, but you remember how immediately as soon as we found out that we took the wrong turn, we took the next off ramp and we started going back the right way we were supposed to go? Yeah. Well, Kobe, found out he took the off ramp, except he hit the pedal and he fucking went 120. That's what happened with Kobe. Is he done? Celebration time. Go Golden State. Fuck, I talked over Kobe, but it wasn't very emotional or anything. I don't know. Where's the heart? Kobe's wife is hot, though. She used to terrorize Lakers staff. She had a better parking spot than the players. She actually parked once in a player's fucking spot. Caused it's just funny, the big unifier. His wife used to fucking berate staff in the arena. She used to park in the players' parking spots. I heard stories, man. This chick used to fucking run this place like she owned it, fuck. And they were like, yeah, whatever, man. It's Kobe's wife, fuck. You got to deal with it. She came in like she fucking owned the place all the time. I forget whose player she parked in, but she basically just said, fuck it. She parked in a Laker player's parking spot, which didn't go over well. Didn't go over well. I remember I covered the Expos. The Expos didn't allow anything, fuck. You should have seen the chicks waiting outside the room, though, fuck. Hell of a player, though. Hell of a player. Yeah, they retired both jerseys. All right, so what is the second half number anyways? $57-53. So they're up by 4. I think the Warriors pull away. I think the Lakers have played pretty well so far. Like Malinsky stated earlier, they played well, but as the game goes on, I'm on the Warriors on the money line. I got a money line parlay here with the Atlanta Falcons, and I've got the over in this game too. Hitting that teaser was nice. Hitting the teaser, splitting, and we hit this. We'll move on. My NBA picks have been fire. Like we had the Chicago Bulls tonight, winner. We had the Boston Celtics winner. Lucky fucking wins, 1 point wins and shit, but oh shit, yeah. Let me send the yeah, it's fucking nuts though, eh? Like it's only Laker night that we really get all these motherfuckers. Kitchen Arranger Ray keeps killing these pools, the Pro Line pools. Well, fucking favorites ran the table. Great job, though. You're going to be splitting the prize with a lot of people, Ray, but congratulations. All right, see, Mick Aussie was supposed to join us, but I think I made him wait too long, and now even Mick's tapped out. I figured Mick would be all right considering there's like a 2-hour time difference where he is, but he's not as young as he pretends to be. We need to build a wall around California. All right, bye-bye, Hannah. Yeah, welcome, Shaq. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like when I said it wasn't a very emotional it wasn't a very emotional ceremony. Like, where's Phil Jackson? Where's Shaquille O'Neal? Where was everybody? I like California, but Drew is right. Like, they're stupid as fuck. And I guarantee you, too. Like, I bet you most of these trolls actually are in California. Boom. Valpo, Esho. Hey, you like that? Hey, thanks for following my picks, Esho. I know you watch the videos because you know what I'm on. Boom. Cash it. Oh, Shaq was there, right? Did he talk? I thought Mick was going to fucking tap out here.
Yeah, I'm here. You hear me?
What's going on, Mick?
Monday night, I'm doing all right, mate. Yeah. All right.
Looking good. Fucking, you're not in the cave here. Well, looks like you're in like a family. It looks like a studio where like the pictures, like a family take a picture before like Christmas or school. That wall. You should take a shot.
Yeah, no, this is my house, not the girlfriend's. Monday night at my house, mate. Beautiful.
Look at Mick, eh? Rocking, looking nice, right? Got here. So
I lost your audio.
Were you 2 hours behind or 1 hour behind?
Yeah, 2 hours, mate. But I think I'm up early. Had a rough day driving around and crazy shit. Nuts out here being Santa Claus this time of year, mate. It's good, though.
A lot of packages. Hey, you're Santa Claus. You're Santa Claus. So yeah, you can be Santa Claus now, Mick. So I saw you holding up your tickets there yesterday. So what's the deal? You went 13-2, Mick, yesterday against the point spread.
Yeah, 13-2 against the spread, and I ended up 13-3, but I went 16-0 straight up. So. $100, they're doing all right, mate. 16-0. I don't think I've ever gone that straight up. I should have had a Pro Line ticket, eh?
No shit, 16-0. Wow.
Yeah,
great job, Mick. The favorites around the table, but man, you should have played that pool shit. I'm sure you got the lottery pools. You maybe could have won. The thing is, a lot of people ran the table because the favorites dumb. The favorites were fucking 13-0-2 this week. And now finally we had an underdog cover tonight, actually. First underdog to cover. But awesome job, Mick. 16 and motherfucking 0, huh?
Yeah, and your mate, big man on canvas, didn't just call me a bullshitter. I don't bullshit. I don't tell lies, mate.
Yeah, no. I don't believe that. They're saying turn down your speaker a bit, Mick, because it's too loud. I don't hear an echo. But
nah.
What do you think of Kobe Bryant, Mick?
Oh, fantastic player. I love the way he's so dedicated. Win at all costs. None of this, He is so cool. I rate him as good or if not better than Jordan in the time that I've been here. So I've been here 20 years. We followed the NBA in Australia. Yeah, we didn't get all the games like back in the day. Magic Johnson, all those. No, I rate Kobe Bryant right up there. One of my favourite athletes ever. I told you that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't hear any echo. Do you have your volume up?
Yeah, got the volume up.
On your computer? Like on the video?
I turned it down. There we go.
Like, do you have the YouTube page up with the chat open right now?
Yeah, I have that off. I have the YouTube page off. I'm just on Google Hangouts.
I don't know where the echo's coming from, man. Let's see. I don't know. We got there's a problem when you talk, Mick, for some reason. I don't know why. But Google Hangouts, I'm not going to call you out for it. Google Hangouts has been fucked up recently. But, yeah, I don't know why there's an echo when you talk. I don't hear it. It's not
mate, I was all messed up. Those bloody pills I was on. I thought I didn't call you Friday night. I've been off those pills for days. Had a few beers. I couldn't even understand myself, mate. I didn't call you Friday night. I'm still messed up, mate.
Yeah, those pills fuck you up, huh?
Oh, fuck. The doctor said to me, he goes, yeah, irritable. I said, yeah. He goes, have you had suicidal thoughts? I'm going, what the fuck are you putting me on here, mate? One of those crazy antidepressant bullshit. Yeah, seriously, mucked me up, mate.
What, after your surgery?
Yeah, well, after I got all the results back, I had this deep bacteria in my gut. Ulcers, right? So they gave me 2 lots of antibiotics and then this other friggin' tablet. And one lot of these tablets just totally messed me up. I'm driving around like I'm wasted. Couldn't sleep at night. 3 hours sleep at night for a week. I was a mess. And then for days afterwards, I couldn't drink at all. And then when I did have a few beers, I was like, whoa, I was fucking zombie, mate.
Yeah, you can't be drinking beer. All right, Mick. Yeah, we got to let you go because there's some audio issue we got going on here with you. I don't know. We had a problem yesterday with this. I had a problem earlier with audio, so we're not blaming you for it, Mick, but we got to let you go.
Oh, good, man. Have a good week, eh?
Yeah, check your email after. I'll send you after the show.
All right. Look forward to seeing that.
All right. I don't know. It's bizarre. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what's going on here either, though. So it's not just there. Ooh, Lakers off to a quick start here in the second half. I don't like seeing that. 7-2. Warriors down to 4.5 right now. In-game total 213.5. I think this game's going over, and I think the Warriors are going to cover. I already have money on the over, but since I don't feel like it's enough to make me uncomfortable, let's put a bigger play in on it. That's too bad we couldn't hear Mick. I think that's what I told him. I think he had the video open personally. It's not coming through back my speakers. But anyways, you guys complain a lot for people to get a free show. I'll put it that way. I don't like the sound. I don't like the look. It's like, shut the fuck up, man. Fuck. You'd act like you actually fucking pay for this show or something like that. Yeah, that's my stance on that. I'm disappointed because Mick's look was great. It was all bright. He had a nice fucking Big Will. It was the same thing with Dave Morency, buddy. Don't tell me what fucking happened on a fucking show you don't know, all right? You don't know what's going on my computer. You don't know what's going on Mick's fucking computer. It's like, holy fuck, man. I know, you're all fucking experts, so what's wrong all the fucking time? Like, I've got 2 words for everybody. Stop fucking complaining. All right, there's 3 words. I don't know what happened to Tom Marino. We hope Tom Marino is we hope Tom Marino's all right. Maybe Tom Marino's here under a different name. Anybody else with any fucking audio advice? That's all good, Big Will. But no, it's not it wasn't my speaker. What's going on in the chat? Why must everybody be so difficult here? Drew, do you live in New York? I don't think so. No, the guy doesn't live in New York, Adam. No, Tom Marino's not bad. Tom Marino's not bad. And it's not the fucking headphones. My night was going better, Brian Rowe. My night was going better until about 5 minutes ago. As a betting man, I tell you that I think Mick had the fucking page open personally. I thought maybe I did. I thought maybe my page was open, but it's not the speaker bouncing back. We had the same thing happening with Dave Morency. Like, there was no it wasn't the speaker bouncing back. Yeah. I'm not a big TSN fan, to be honest with you. We'll put it this way. I'm not going to be as I won't be as available as I was before. I'm not saying I'd never do it, but I'm not going to be as, yeah. Oh, sure, anytime. They've used me enough. For the time that it takes me to do the show and what I get back in return out of it, I've given TSN enough fucking free entertainment. I don't need TSN bullshit, to be honest with you. TSN act like I'm an employee of theirs at times when I'm not, you know, so it's been too much of a one-way street, this shit. I've got no problem with ESPN. I'm on ESPN. I do ESPN. I like though when people say, "Oh, ESPN isn't good anymore." Like ESPN hasn't changed. ESPN's been the same bullshit forever. Fuck. Like what's different about ESPN? Is TSN as crappy as Fox? Fox Sports 1 is better, fuck Alex Smith. Although as garbage as Fox Sports 1 is, TSN doesn't have any live shows. Fox Sports 1 has shows. TSN, you have to understand, Alex, Canadian programming is as dull and as boring as possible, and they like it that way. So like TSN and FS1 aren't the same network. Think of TSN like ESPN. Except, you know, like TSN in Canada shows all of ESPN shows. Like they show PTI and fucking all the other crap, whatever it's called, Around the Horn and all that stuff. First Take. They show all the stuff that ESPN has. And then they have their own hockey shows. But they don't have controversial talk shows or shit. They got Jay and Dan on, but they're talking to Ray Ferraro right now about NHL. TSN's a good network if you're into hockey and, you know, you just need boring sort of highlights and shit like that, but they don't have talk shows, you know what I mean? They did have a few talk shows, but they cancel them all the time because they're cheap. It's cheaper for them to just run ESPN programming. Yeah, TSN suspended me from a radio show that that I don't get paid for. I quit though. I told them, I said, whatever. I said, fine. I didn't even do it. Like I wasn't rude to them on the way out. I just said, they told me, listen, you're going to have to be off for the next 2 weeks. And I said, well, to be honest with you, I was really only doing this just because I like the host, but I think it's a good time for us to part ways. Yeah, that's what I told him. And then I raised it up a notch, and I said, I said, I've done my last hit with you guys. Yeah, you notice though, I wasn't on Landsberg's radio show though, ever, was I? I'll put it this way. I'm actually, I hope I do get invited. I'll put it that way, because if you thought I was edgy before, if you thought I was edgy before, the only thing is the show's not live, so if I really pushed it, they would fucking not air it. I could do that. I could just sort of lay low, be nice to them, and then fucking catch them off guard and go big on the way out. Because I will tell you something too. I don't like saying this. I don't want to scare people in the industry too much, but I am going to go out like big. Like I said, there's a few people in the industry I don't like. And I'm just stating, like, at the right time, at the right thing, I could tell some stories. I tweeted, like I said, man, I could fucking ruin fucking multiple fucking people in the media's marriages, all right? Like, these motherfuckers, like, they all fucking do crazy things, and I think that, they think, oh, that's all good. It's like, yeah, whatever, man. You want to talk shit about me, man? You want to keep me off the fucking air? You want to do this and that because you think I'm crazy when you're the one fucking cheating on your fucking wife with your fucking intern? All right, buddy. That's all good. But let's just hope I don't fucking wake up in a real bad mood one day. Like, I know where a lot of the bodies are, right? So, and the thing is, in this industry, if you do that stuff, like now Craig Carton, I saw, it's a good example. Like Craig Carton, I see, is starting to fucking go after WFAN a bit. Craig Carton's starting to go after WFAN a bit. And the thing is, he shouldn't do it because he'll never get hired. That's the problem. You got to do it on the way out. Exactly. He's got a podcast now. I don't know how much money he can make off of it. We'll see. But the second you sue somebody in the industry, it's like Fox News and like all these scandals and shit. Like there was a chick that complained about Butchergrass fucking harassing her at ESPN. And she got fucking let go right after she complained. And they even told her, let it go. And she didn't let it go. I guess she went to like a manager and she said, John Butchergrass keeps on fucking calling me and sending me pictures of him topless. And they said, let it go, whatever. It is what it is. And she didn't let it go. She went like above another dude and bitched that they told her to let it go. And then she got let go. They're all fucking hypocrites. Like, look at Michelle Beadle. Michelle Beadle wouldn't fucking Michelle Beadle wouldn't be on the same show as Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, Max Kellerman didn't Max Kellerman get charged with the domestic thing? Yeah, the Nick Wright guy is so annoying. I agree. Those guys that dress in a suit, it's the same scam. They dress in a suit, they get the same sort of buzz cut haircut, and you do an asshole face like you're smart, and you speak real slow. Let me tell you, like Nick Wright is somehow like the philosopher of the world now for everybody. It's like, I don't even know who the fuck you are, dude. And like, you're supposed to be some like wise man about everything. I like Shannon Sharp. But, you guys, it's entertainment, right? You got to take it for what it's worth. I'm in the minority in that I don't hate Skip Bayless. Hey, Gucci. If your name is Gucci, what, you can't afford a TV? And who wears Gucci anyways, besides like the Kardashians? Like, what kind of fucking cupcake, fucking cream puff pretty boy are you, Gucci? Oh, my name's Gucci. You know you have a name of a fucking product that like Italian women wear, right? Like, yeah, I'm cool. I roll with Gucci. Yeah, good for you, Fike. So does Paris Hilton. Why don't you come in as Donna Kay next time? Why don't you come in as Donna Karen? I'm a badass gangster, man. I wear Donna Kay. Whatever happened to men wanting Rolexes? That was always my goal. Make a lot of money and get a nice Rolex, fuck. Not a fucking Louis Vuitton bag. Let me get a man purse from Louis Vuitton, fuck. If I ever step foot in a Gucci store, it'll be to buy a chick something. Sorry, big man. I'm not taking a shot at you. Yeah. I swear, like, you ever see me in a Gucci shop? You know I got a hot fucking chick, man. It's high class. You know what I'm saying? Tolex. Yeah, come on. Guys, I used to have a fake Rolex, all right? Remember, earlier with Dave, I talked about Frank Robinson. This is a true story, man. I had a fake Rolex, okay? And it looked fucking real, man, but it was fake. And it was really shit, man. It used to like leave marks on my wrist and shit. Fucking. So I had a fake Rolex. And I'm in a media scrum. With Frank Robinson and everyone. I mean, it's near the batting cage. So I've got like the microphone. I'm one of these dudes like you see on TV in a little media scrum. So I used to do it all in my day. So yeah, I'm standing there. I got my arms stretched out. I got the mic sort of there, and I'm standing there. And Frank Robinson looks over, and he stops talking. And there's a lot of people, man. I think they were playing like the Mets or something. There's like a lot of media around. It's like 20 people and shit. So I'm in the scrum, and he stops talking. And he goes, oh, wait, hold on a second. And he looks at me in front of everyone. He goes, looks like you got a new watch, huh? And I'm like, yeah. I said, yeah, Frank. And he goes, and a Rolex. And a Rolex, no less. Like Frank's like busting my balls. He's like, how much money you make anyways, man? And Frank's like joking. He's like, you sell drugs and shit? Like, everyone's laughing and shit. I got this like Rolex. Frank tells me to take the Rolex off. I swear to God, he goes, let me see that. He goes, pretty nice. Let me see it. Fuck. So I didn't even hesitate. Fuck. I'm kind of grinning and shit. So I take the watch off. I give it to Frank. And Frank's like, holy fuck. And he's like, your watch is, he goes, your watch is fucking a lot lighter than mine. And Frank pulls off his own Rolex. Frank's wearing a Rolex. Frank takes off his Rolex, slides it off, and it's Frank's Rolex is like fucking like diamond gold type shit. That's the one I wanted too. Like I wanted his Rolex, fuck. Like he had the mix, you know that like gold diamond mix? So it's like a mix of gold and diamond Rolex, fuck. And I had like this shitty fucking knockoff gold one. And Frank gives me his Rolex, fuck. And he goes, let's trade. And he's putting it on and shit. He's trying to put my watch on. And I got Frank's fucking Rolex. And I'm thinking, fuck, wonder if he'll just give it to me, fuck. You know, does he like me this much? Will he let me keep his Rolex? So Frank's like trying to put my Rolex on. And he looks on the inside and he's like, what the fuck, man? He's like, looks like your Rolex is all green. He's calling me out in front of everyone. He's like, this ain't no fucking Rolex. He's like, what the fuck, man? And he's like, this is a real Rolex, son. He takes his watch off and he goes, sure, hey, try it on. So I got like Frank's Rolex on. I'm like, damn. And I remember thinking at the time, I'm like, one day I'm going to get this Rolex, fuck. You know, and I'm going to, you know, Frank, you think it's funny? I'm going to get this Rolex. Like I had it in my mind. I remember walking out of there and I asked someone, how much is that watch? They said, his is about fucking 10,500 or so. I was like, all right. Just wondering. And yeah, so fucking Frank. So yeah, man. And you can see like, dude, I used to have like the little green like shit. It was like falling apart on my arm, man. My mother got it for me in fucking Hong Kong. My mother was in Hong Kong and got me, I told her, fuck, when you're in Hong Kong, get me a fake Rolex, fuck. And she did. And think, Jazz, his 10K, this was like 15 years ago, Jazz, 14 years ago. I think they said it was 10 or 12,000 his watch. I used to have fun times with the Expos. That's why like Vladimir Guerrero liked me, because I used to always have great shoes. And Vladdy never talked to anybody, man. But Vladdy came up to me in the dugout once, and he's like, he gave me the approval. He's like nodding his head. He's looking. He's like, very nice, very nice. And I was like, yeah, thanks, man, thanks. And he goes, he points at me. He's like, come here. So fucking, we're in the clubhouse and shit. And he takes me to his stall. Like I said, he didn't talk to a lot of people about him, Guerrero. He didn't talk to English people ever, unless you were a chick. So he called me over to his stall, and he fucking shows me. And he had a fucking box. He had like 8 boxes, man. And there was all fucking like Nikes and shit. And he started opening them, man. And they were like custom shit that they gave him. It was fucking nuts. Like his number, not for the field though. Like he had custom shoes. Like Nike makes shoes for their stars and shit. And he was like showing them off like a kid. He was like, yours are cool, but look. And so I told you guys, Vladimir Guerrero did one interview in 7 years with the Expos. He did it with me. He did a few scrums after games, and he would speak Spanish, but he never did one-on-one interview in 7 years with the Expos, ever. So in the last year, I asked them to get me Vladimir Guerrero. I had to go through the PR guy, right? So it was right in the dugout. It was right near it was like about a month left in the season. And I asked the guy, John Dever, he works for the Washington Nationals now. I asked the guy, I said, listen, I want to speak to Vladdy. He goes, bro, you know Vladdy doesn't talk, and you know he doesn't speak English. And he goes, why? It's going to be a shitty interview. I said, because, fuck. You know, he never talks, and he's the most popular player and the fuck athlete in the city. I said, you know, let's get him on, fuck. And he goes, all right, he's going to say no, but I'm going to ask him for you. And he was right at the end of the dugout. And I saw Vladdy sort of, no, like shaking his head, no, no, no. And then I saw Vladdy look at me and kind of laugh. And I think he asked, who? And Buddy pointed at me, and fucking Dever came back over to me, and he goes, bro, you're fucking lucky, man. He goes, you're lucky he likes the shoes you have. And I said, what, he wants my shoes? And he goes, no. But he goes, he always likes your shoes, fuck. He goes, he knows you as the guy with the shoes. So there I was, fuck. I did the only interview. I had goosebumps now. I did the only interview that anyone ever did with Vladimir Guerrero one-on-one. And he took me into a fucking shower, fuck. He was wearing a towel, fuck. There's big junk hanging right here. Fucking, he had a towel on. And he didn't want anyone to see the interview. That was the thing. It had to be top secret. So I was like, all right, meet him in the fucking shower, fucking bathroom fucking thing in 25 minutes. Don't tell anyone you're doing this. And Manny Acta will interpret the interview. Who's now a big manager for Manny Acta. So Manny Acta was the third base coach at the time for the Expos. So, yeah, I interviewed Vladimir Guerrero. It was fucking awkward. We were in this, like, little fucking bathroom shower thing. Like three grown men. I'm like, oh, we're all close together. And, like, he's answering in Spanish. He's not talking English to me. Fucking, everything's in Spanish. And then he dropped the bomb, fuck, on my show. Which I knew already because I knew that he wasn't going to go. But he said on my show, he said, I will not go to Washington. Like he announced it on my fucking, I'm in the interview. He goes, I will not go to Washington. I play for Montreal Expos or nothing. And he said, I'm not going with them. And he said, I told them that I will not play in Washington. Like, it's hard not to love Vladdy, fuck, right? When he said, if you stay in Montreal, I'll stay in Montreal. If you go to Washington, I will not go to Washington with you. So he informed Major League Baseball and the ownership group there that I'm out. I'm not coming with you. And he went to the Angels. And he fucking told me on the show. And he said, I will not go. I will, Montreal or I leave. And he did. He went to the Angels after. And he hugged me, fuck. Vladimir Guerrero hugged me. He said bye. It wasn't the end of the year either. Like, he hugged me. And it was an emotional moment. It was weird. Like, Vladdy was kind of choked up and shit. And yeah, like he fucking leaned in and he hugged me. I fucking hung and patted him on the back. I was like, wow. And after, I was like, oh, I got Vladimir Guerrero. And it was hard to understand. He's talking Spanish. Manny Acta, Spanish. And no, he didn't win a World Series with the Angels. He didn't, no. Those Expo players fucking liked me, man. It was nuts. Like, Orlando Cabrera, same thing. I remember Orlando Cabrera was like, will you come on the show, on the pregame show before? And he goes, no. He goes, I can't. He goes, every time I go on your show, I always say stupid things. You ask me hard questions. I'm not coming on. And about half an hour later, there he is on my show saying the same thing. I want to be traded. Then after, he's like, you see, man, every time, man, you get me in trouble. I was like, bro, I didn't fucking tell you to say you want to get traded. Like, it's fucking great. Not all the players like me, though. Javier Vasquez wasn't a big fan of mine. Jose Vidro liked me. Jose Vidro was kind of whatever, but my ex-girlfriend's favorite player was Jose Vidro, and he liked that because not a lot of people favorite player was Jose Vidro. So I told him that, and he was happy. He gave me a ball and shit too. Like, he was pretty cool. I would never ask an athlete for an autograph either. But Jose Vidro used to see me with my ex-girlfriend's kid a lot. And I told him, I said, hey, I said, you know, the kid you see me with, I said, he fucking loves you, man. I said, you're his favorite player by far. And he said, oh, man. He signed a ball, fuck. He said, hey, here's for him, man. Like, Vidro was a nice guy. Yeah, Vidro was a good guy. Javier Vasquez was all right, but he was a big hothead, and he gave up a home run to Barry Bonds, like in that historic run. That's when I was covering the team. I was there for like a good part of baseball era. So I was there. I saw Bonds hit like home run number 68 or whatever the fuck it was. And whatever. It was a stupid question I asked. You know, I was a younger guy in the media, whatever. It was one of those scrum things. So I said, it wasn't a stupid question, but someone has to do it. So I'm in the room after, and I said to Javier Vasquez, and it lost the game. The Giants won like 4-2, and because of Bonds' home run. And I said to Vasquez, what happened on the pitch? That's all I said. I said, what happened on the pitch that you threw to Bonds? And he said, what do you mean what happened? I said, well, with the pitch, like, you know. Normally he's just supposed to say, wow, it was a curveball and it got away from it, you know. And he goes, man, you saw what happened. He sort of did the Tommy Lasorda thing. He goes, you saw what happened. He hit a home run, man. In broken Spanish. He was like, he hit a fucking home run, man. He goes, that's what happened. And he was like, he made that like noise with the mouth. He was like, man, and kind of like, get out of here. And then he got madder. He's like, you know, man, I thought you were better than this, man. Like, sort of like I'm the biggest jerk in the world. He goes, I thought you were better than this to ask me this, man. And all I did is ask him what happened on the pitch, fuck. So he was all pissed off. He didn't talk to me for like 3 months, fuck. He used to give me dirty looks all the time. And then finally, I started giving him dirty looks back. I was like, fuck you, Javier Vasquez. I don't give a shit if you talk to me or not, fuck, right? In fact, you're not even as good as you're supposed to be. So you're an underachiever. So what do I care? And it's funny, like these guys, as soon as I started giving him dirty looks back, he started being nice to me, fuck. Yeah, that was the best. What do you think of Dave Cameron's performance? What the fuck you think I think of Dave Cameron's? Yeah, you see the fucking game? He hit 4 home runs. Well, that's the stupidest fucking question. That's the best. What did you think of Dave? I didn't ask, what did you think of Barry Bonds? I said, what happened on the pitch? It was a legitimate baseball question. 91-88, 8 minutes left. It was a legitimate baseball question. Yo, he fucking snapped, Vasquez. Like he didn't yell. Like it wasn't like a viral snap, but it was, you know, he basically fucking punked me in front of everyone. I always liked Javier Vasquez too. I wasn't even mad after, fuck. Like, because I know, man, the guy's Puerto Rican. He's fucking, you know, he's a hothead. You know what I mean? Kirk Bakavanka. The fuck you think?
Goddamn right it took him a while to fall. And I tell you, it was a horseshit fucking call. Like you can fucking put that in the motherfucking paper. I'll tell you that right fucking now. It was a horseshit fucking call. Keep the fuck out.
Tell you what I think about it. I think that is very, very bad for that man to make an accusation like that. That is terrible.
I have never, ever, since I've managed, ever told a pitcher to throw at anybody, nor will I ever. And if I ever did, I certainly wouldn't make him throw at a fucking 130 hitter like LaFay or fucking Bavakwa, who could hit water if he fell out of a fucking boat. And I guarantee you this, when I pitched and I was going to pitch against a fucking team that had guys on it like Bavakwa, I sent a fucking limousine to get the cocksucker to make sure he was in the motherfucking lineup, because I kicked that cocksucker's ass any fucking day in a week. He's a fucking motherfucking big mouth, I'll tell you that. What's your opinion of Kingman's performance? What's my opinion of Kingman's performance? What the fuck you think is my opinion of it? I think it was fucking horseshit. Put that in. I don't fucking opinion of his performance. Jesus Christ, he beat us with 3 fucking home runs. What the fuck do you mean? What is my opinion of his performance? How can you ask me a question like that? What is my opinion of his performance? Jesus Christ, he hit 3 home runs. Jesus Christ. I'm fucking pissed off to lose a fucking game. And you ask me my opinion of his performance. Jesus Christ. I mean, that's a tough question to ask me, isn't it? What is my opinion of his performance?
Yes, it is. I asked it and you gave me an answer.
Well, I didn't give you a good answer because I'm mad, but I mean,
that wasn't a good question.
That's a tough question to ask me right now. What is my opinion of his performance? I mean, you want me to tell you what my opinion of his performance is?
I just did.
That's right. Jesus Christ. The guy hits 3 home runs against us. Shit. I mean, I don't mean to get pissed off or anything like that, but, you asked me my opinion. I mean, he put on a hell of a show. He hit 3 home runs. He drove in, what, 7 runs? 8 runs. So what the hell more can you say about it? I didn't mean to get mad or anything like that, but goddamn. He asked me my opinion of his performance. See it, Joe. I'm the happiest son of a bitch in the world. And that son of a bitch who writes under that Daily News, that fucking guy they call the fucking nose, who says that shit, me jumping up and down, is horse shit, you want to let him feel like I have. Who the fuck is that cocksucker anyway? Some fucking guy that writes with the New York Daily News called the fucking nose, he said, was sort of jumping up and down. That's the fucking way I feel when my team wins. And if I fucking want to jump up and down when my fucking team wins, and if I want to hug my fucking players when they fucking do good, I'm going to do it. I don't give a shit what the fucking nose says.
We're on.
Dude, I ain't fucking shit. When I say this, that fucking cocksucker was burning himself right on the fucking mouth. Fucking swinging the fucking balls this fucking high. He walks Russell. He don't come close to the fucking plate. He walks Sacks. He don't come near the fucking plate. 2 balls in 1 fucking strike and a fucking ball up in his fucking eyes, and Randall swings at the motherfucking ball. How the fuck can you hit that fucking guy? Garvey needed a fucking horn to hit the fucking ball tonight. That's how fucking bad them fucking pitches were. I tell you, he'd have made a fucking great fucking cricket player. Hit them on 1 fucking bounce. I tell you, that's a fucking crime. We have 1 fucking scoring opportunity to win that motherfucking game. And I tell you, them cocksuckers get away with that fucking shit. Them motherfuckers. How long you done waiting, Jim? I don't give a fuck. I'm fucking shit. Fuck them. Lucky motherfuckers. How the fuck get by with that fucking shit? Yeah, put that on your fucking paper, DJ. Every fucking word I said, put it in the motherfucking paper. I don't give a fuck, DJ. How do you spell? Put that in that motherfucking paper you work for. What the fuck is the name of that paper, DJ?
Tommy, what was your opinion of it?
Get the fuck out of here, Joe.
No, I'm serious. I'm
serious, too. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to fucking talk to you. Penguin's right. You are a fucking spy. Penguin knows you.
I just farted. I can't hear that. Dude, did you hear that? Dude, did you hear
farted. Yeah, that's what it smells like. Slim Fast.
You guys don't smother me. Nobody's sticking these things in my fucking face. I'm hungry.
How did it feel to hit off there?
Shitty.
How do you compare your feeling today from yesterday?
I'm sore today than I was yesterday. I did a little bit of work yesterday. I'm much sore. You know, it's just. I think it's pretty obvious what my role is going to be, if any.
Tommy said it's pretty much up to you whether you're going to go.
Well, I can't run, so I mean, you figure it out. There's only one hope for me.
Well, it could be a pinch hitter, but you're thinking designated hitter?
How am I going to designate a hit when I can't run? Huh?
Can you put into words the frustration? I mean, at this point, to have this happen.
The most frustrating thing is having to talk to you guys every day when I try to do my work and everybody's in my face. I try to loosen up. Everybody has to have a picture of me loosening up. That's frustrating. I like to be left alone. And that's the most frustrating thing.
You understand it, though.
No, I don't. You've seen me loosen up 1,000 times. What's the big deal? I don't understand.
You're nervous.
Yeah. You guys blow it more out of proportion. That's what's frustrating.
Hey, yeah, personal conversation.
Couldn't use it on you.
Okay? I don't want you to use that stuff that I'm talking to them about.
What's the right?
Come on, Red. You should let me know you're doing it.
They're never going to use it.
That's what they told me once before about using that shit. The fucking tape went all over the fucking country on me. If I find out there's a tape about what I just said, I'm going to kick your fucking ass and whoever's associated with.
It's seen, and we're not going to use it.
Well, you got to tell people you got that fucking microphone around.
I thought you saw it.
I'm talking a personal conversation with you. Okay. I think that's fucking rude.
Don't give me all your pontificating about you know what's going on and you don't. If you do, you do, fine. But be realistic and be fair. Now, if your job is to do a hatchet job on Jim, do it. Let your guts fall where they may. Or your job is the right one, write it. But don't come up here and try to get something on. You're not going to write what I say anyways. Because you're all going to editorialize and pontificate. But I'm surprised some of the real experts aren't here today.
Man, Tommy Lasorda could really snap when he snapped. Swears more than I do. Reminds me of Ted Teven. It really does. Reminds me of Ted Teven. That's the way Ted Teven talked. Gabe and this fucking motherfucking cocksucker came up to me. You believe this fucking sales guy is fucking piece of shit, cocksucking motherfucking sales guy. And then Ted on the air spoke so eloquently. He would speak so eloquently, and he would call people out for like speaking poorly to him. And in a second he was off the air, he's like, "Where's my fucking taxi?" I met Tommy Lasorda. I love Tommy Lasorda too. I idolize Tommy Lasorda, man. I met him. He didn't like me. When I lived in Los Angeles, I went to Tommy was still the manager, and I went to 1 year, the 81 home games. I went to like 63, 64 home games 1 year. And once I was going to the game, and I was on the bus. So I'm taking the bus, take the bus every day. So I'm on the bus, and these fucking like teenagers get on the bus. I was younger too. All right, so I was only like 20. How old was I? It's 1989. I was 19. So these kids get on. They're like 14 years old type shit. They're teenagers, you know. And a couple of them look kind of like fucking like they're gonna rob the bus type shit. And so I got a Dodger hat on. So they come right up to me in the back of the bus. I'm on the back. They come right up to me. They sit around me and they're like, "Hey, man, you going to the game?" I'm thinking, holy fuck, I'm about to be fucking robbed by a bunch of teenagers on a bus here. It's like, "Yeah, we're going to the game too, man." And they're all excited and shit. And then I realized, no, they're just fucking kind of weird, dumb kids. So they're like, "Yeah, we're going to the game, man." And fucking, they start telling us, he starts telling me, he's like, he goes, "Yeah, we've got passes and stuff." And he goes, "We got a free pass if you want." And I'm like, no, I'm cool. And he goes, "Yeah, we're going on the field and everything, man." And I'm like, "Really? Hey, why?" And then they start saying, they go, "This kid here, he's the Dodgers community fucking award winner." And the kid fucking talked some fucking chick off of jumping off a roof. And he wants to be a priest. And he's hanging out with these bad teenagers, okay? But he wants to be a priest. I know it's kind of a weird story. So anyways, so we go to the game and shit. And it's funny, like, I tell the kids, I'm like, all right, yeah. So I said, I just got to step into the store. I'll catch up with you. Because I wanted to smoke, but I didn't want to smoke in front of the kids. So they go up, and I see the other kids are smoking, but the priest kid isn't. So I'm like, fuck, these kids are blazing anyways. So I was fucking lit up. So we're walking up the hill, going to the stadium. We're smoking weed and shit. The kid, I didn't smoke with them, though. Like, you know. But so we're going up, and we get to the game and shit. And it was no joke, man. So we get there, and some hot chick in a fucking tight, like, shit, fucking, like, MILF chick comes out. Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you. And, like, but I stuck out, man. I had long hair. I'm wearing a Dodger hat. It's like, I'm not with these kids, but I'm with these kids. So they all know each other. I don't know them and shit. They're like, what's your name? And they're like, what's your name again, man? So the chick in the Dodgers is kind of like, what are you doing here with these people? But I got invited, so I had the pass around my neck and everything. And this is before I was in the media, right? So I was stoked, fuck. So like I'm like in the, you know, in Dodger Stadium for real. Like we're in the office and shit. Like I'm seeing all the fucking trophies and everything. I'm like, holy fuck, this is awesome, man. And she's like, oh, we're gonna have Dodger hats. Like she gives out Dodger hats to everyone. She's like, but you already have one. And like the Dodgers are totally not nice to me. Okay, so she's like, but you already have one. So they get Dodger hats, and I'm thinking, you can give me a hat too, fuck. But like I already had one. I'm like, yeah, all right. I guess I'm not getting the full VIP treatment here. So they take us into the dugout and shit, and we meet Tommy Lasorda before the game. And they're like, Tommy, this kid saved someone from jumping off a building. And here, these are kids. There's kids from South Central, and, you know, Tommy's like, oh, that's great. That's great. You know, it's tough city kids. But, you know, Tommy starts giving a speech, and he's sort of like, and Tommy Lasorda gives me a look like, and who the fuck are you? Like, so I'm standing there grinning. I'm like, so they're all serious. I'm just sort of standing there in awe. I'm like, who's fucking, and like, Tommy Lasorda's like, and who are you with? You know, she kind of shakes my hand. I'm like, Mr. Lasorda, I'm with these guys. Like, Tommy kind of gives me a weird look. It's fucking gold, man. Yeah, I was all stoked. I'm like, damn, I'm in the Dodgers dugout. This is fucking awesome. All right, as far as the, no, there's no Aussie shit tonight. They only play Wednesdays and Thursdays and Fridays. Don't worry, it'll be more enjoyable when the Lakers lose in a minute. 100-97. Fuck, the total's not happening now. Two minutes left in the game.
Golden State trying to continue this winning streak. It would be 9 overall and 7. He can't hit it up the rim and owning it is handled. Lonzo trying to get it quickly to Ingram, but it's knocked out of bounds by Thompson. 19 on the clock. And only a minute 43 in the game.
And a 3-point game. Be nice.
Yeah, the bowl game tomorrow. You know, I'm leaning with FAU. I'm leaning with FAU. Yet I'm a little bit worried. The number is extremely high. I'm a little concerned. You know, the number is extremely motherfucking high. What is it right now? Even at 21, like, can we limit it at 21? It's at 23. The total's 65, and there's no automatic that it's going to go over because I'm not so sure Akron's going to be able to score that much. It's a tough one, guys. You know, take FAU and hope for the fucking best. I figure FAU probably wins like 48-17. You know, which would be by 35. So, you know, they win, let's say, 45-20 still gets us there. I think FAU are going to cover. It's on their home field. The only worry is, you're up by 28 points, 29 points late in the fourth quarter in a blowout, and Akron scores, you don't win your bet. That's the scary part of this. And the total is a concern because Akron might not be able to score. But look at the score with that Toledo-Akron game in the MAC championship. And what was it? 45-24. They backdoored it. I sort of see the same thing. I lean with the over and Florida Atlantic, but it's dangerous laying 23. The following night, I think we could have a live dog with Louisiana Tech, actually. And I like the over 70 in that football game. But, yeah, we'll jump in on the Bulls tomorrow. We'll start the Bulls start tomorrow again. So, yeah, we'll get back to some Bull talk. I love the Bull season. So they should have had a Bull on against this fucking crap fest earlier today. But ESPN had the rights to everything. Holy shit, it's 102-102. We're going to overtime.
For the second time.
For the over. Hey! Kobe's leaving. I didn't realize that there was only this little time left. Where is it on TV? I don't get the NBA Network. Yeah, Kobe just split at overtime. He's like, fuck, I want to split right now myself. I'm waiting to end this fucking show. Oh, it's on Sportsnet 1, huh? They don't have it on my guide. That's why I didn't know. Here I am watching on a fucking stream here. I need over 213.5 and over 218. I got two plays. I have 150. I've got smaller play. I got $75 on over 213.5. I've got $75 on over 218. So that's $150 there. So it's a $300 swing. And I've got a $150 money line parlay with the Golden State Warriors and the Atlanta Falcons. So I've got $300 in action on this. Hey, look at Kobe is like, all right, we're out of here. Let's go. How can you leave? like honestly, there's 5 minutes more left, bro. It's your night. And I like how you leave in front of everybody too. You wait till the overtime. You're like, all right, fuck, I'm out of here, man. And you see how he told his wife? He's like, all right, let's go. He grabbed her. I hate doing that. It happens to me often. I fucking hate doing that, man. It happens to me a couple of times where I'm watching a stream on a game and it's on TV the whole fucking time. I wanted to end the show earlier tonight. Here we fucking are now. I know Kobe's the big unifier team guy. Especially like the Lakers are battling. They're playing the best team in the NBA. They're going to overtime. Like, you know, he should be there. Like, and it's 105-102 for Golden State right now. What up, big man? Good to see you, bro. Hey, Ramiro, if you were such a big Laker fan, you'd already be watching the game, idiot. It was the Laker game. Yeah, what is it about Laker people? Like, it doesn't happen on any other night. What is it about Laker people? Like, what's wrong with these people? I don't know, man. There's no guarantee we're going to get the over here, guys. Nothing's happening. Thank you very much, King Savvy. Yeah, that's a good point, actually, by Drew with the Lakers are on some weird new Sportsnet channel that they have, and no one really gets it. It's a good point. Yeah, I know, but how come these people can't figure out that to go to a site that actually streams basketball? I would just type in the chat, bosscast.net, but these people are too stupid to figure that out. So, Golden State is winning, Rich Boy Savage. It is 107-102. So they're up to 209 right now. There's still 3.5 minutes left. We should be good and end this night with some nice wins. Limp Bizkit style, rolling, 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 rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. I understand our man Chris Edge is coming to Vancouver now, too. I saw him in the chat the other night talking about, hey, give us some thumbs up, guys, on the way out here so we can equalize these fuck faces that are pissed. Yeah, 107-102 with 3.5 minutes left. And since Rich Boy Savage, you're not a dick like so many of these other people are, here, go to this website. Go to that website, Rich Boy Savage. You can watch the basketball game. 107-102. Ooh, Lonzo hits a three. Lonzo hits a three. 107-105. 3 minutes remaining. Whoa. Offensive foul on Jordan Bell. That's bullshit. I guess not. It's a good call. This overtime might be able to help my DraftKings lineup a bit here, too. Maybe. Holy shit, Lonzo Ball just hit another three. We're going to lose because of Lonzo hitting shots? No, it wasn't a three. It was a two. Lonzo Ball's just hit the last two shots. Kevin Durant responds with a 3-ball. All right, good. Kevin Durant's up to 59 DK points. How am I not winning? Fuck, I got 254 points now. Fuck. Well, we've hit the over because it's boom. The over's hit, guys. Boom, boom, boom. 217 with 2 minutes left, unless they don't score a basket in 2 minutes, and even I can't jinx this. Kevin Durant up to 63 DK points. My basketball team's pretty good, 257 fucking points. I'm not even winning the double up, though. It's fucking crazy. Fuck. I need to come in the top fucking. I'm fucking terrible. I'm in a group of 45 in a double up. I'm ranked 39th right now, even though I have 257 points. Kevin Durant, good. Another basket. Jordan Bell just got a point, too, here. 112-108 Golden State, $140 left. They can still cover the 5 here. 3-ball Lakers. It's good. Kyle Kuzma. 112-111. Lakers are balling. Kevin Durant, 65 DK points now. I'm up to 260, but I need 290 to fucking get my money back. Klay Thompson for 3. Misses. 1 minute and 12 seconds left. 112-111. The over's hit, though. Thank you. We've been pretty lucky with these overtimes. Wow. Lonzo Ball's playing really well here. You got to give the kid credit. Lonzo Ball, nice layup. That was a nice play by him. Lonzo's balling. We rip Lonzo, but you got to give him credit when he balls. Lakers are now winning 113-112 with 1 minute left. I always said that Lonzo Ball and LeVar Ball were the best. Come on, Rich Boy Savage. I gave you a website to watch the game. Yeah, Kobe who says Lonzo, man. Yeah, Kobe Bryant. What's the letter in the alphabet after K? Lonzo. L. Lonzo's better. One step above. L. Kevin Durant on the free throw line right now with 102 left, and now it's 113-113. Come on, Kevin Durant. Yes, here, Drake Parker. Now you guys stop bothering me after this. I'm going to go back to start kicking people out again. There you go. All you fucking dumbasses. There it is. Bosscast.net. Go there and watch. Go bother them. There's a chat there too. All right, 114, 113. Brandon Ingram with the basketball. 47 seconds remaining. Gives it up to Lonzo Ball. Ball back to Ingram. Ingram top of the key. Taking it to the rack. Back to Pope for a three. Comes up short. Lakers get the rebound. Lonzo Ball now with the basketball. Wanted to take a three. Brandon Ingram's shoe fell off. The letters around, okay, what, J and L? All right, man. Kevin Durant up to 67 DK points now. Pretty good, but going to fall short. I tried. Got to swing for the fences with this fantasy stuff sometimes. Devontae Freeman, 33 DK points tonight. Lonzo Ball's got 16 points. Kuzma is the leader with 25. Brandon Ingram, 19. Fuck. I really told myself I'm not staying on late tonight. Here we are, this stupid game. $114, $113. Lakers with the ball. Randall now going to the free throw line. Jordan Bell just fouled out of the game for Golden State. They're running out of bodies. Where do you live, Beast? Where is it 7:30 in the morning? Well, I'll tell you what, this shit goes to double overtime. I'm out. I'm pulling a Kobe. I'm pulling a Kobe. So Shaq looks like Notorious B.I.G. Hey, what up, Belgium? How are Belgium going to do in the World Cup? I think they can go to the Final Four. I don't know. I don't know the full bracket, so. But Belgium are always dangerous. They're dangerous now. Kevin Durant for two. Boom. Dagger. Darren, you're in Indonesia? Really? Lonzo misses. Game's over. Kevin Durant hits a jumper with a few seconds left. Lonzo tries to hit a layup to end it. The legend of KD grows. So Lonzo Ball fucking played his ass off there. Ooh, finals. Yeah, final score. It's over. 116-114. Golden State Warriors win. 116-114. Yeah, LeVar would have made that for sure. Yeah, Lakers cover. See you later, big man. See you on TV tomorrow. All right, guys. We apologize for the crap mic to start the show. We apologize for the ambush of yeah, it was good for us. I appreciate that, Bersama. I can no complaints. Would have liked to hit the points, but we ended up money lining parlaying it. During the Falcon game, I was like, well, you know what? Falcons are going to win, and I can grab Golden State now in the money line and see if if it doesn't work out, I'll just play Golden State again. But it worked out. We won $300 on that game, so that's a without the overtime, big difference, $300 swing. All right, guys. So we'll see you tomorrow night. And good news is the Lakers don't play tomorrow night. At least I don't think they do. But, yeah, we'll see you tomorrow night at 10. Big Man on Campus on Fantasy Sports tomorrow. Me and Cam on the radio at noon. Game time decisions at 5. A night of wins, we'll take it. Plus units, we move on. It is what it is. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And don't forget, we'll be in Vancouver January the 5th, Friday night at the Red Card. Free entrance. Other than that, you're on your own later.